All right, folks. We're getting everything set up. We're running a little bit behind schedule, and should get things started here at about 2 o'clock. Your top 16 are Kyle Berkshire, Justin James, Josh Koch, Josh Cassidy, Brandon Flynn, Reed Russell, Will Hogue, Sean Johnson, Scotty Pierman, Ryan Riesbeck, Ryan Gregnaw, Cody Billinghurst, Nick Vorbick, Bryce Verplank, Steve Coyce, and Jeff Brumley. And no surprise there. These are your usual suspects. Our first group to get things started is going to be Kyle Berkshire in slot 1, Sean Johnson in slot 2, Scotty Pierman in slot 3, and Jeff Brumley in slot 4. We do have the live scoring currently up and running. We'll see how long it lasts. Fingers crossed. I've got the TrackMan in slot 4. You can see there at the bottom right corner of your screen. We'll be able to relay some numbers, club speed, ball speed, spin rates, things like that. Assuming players line up in front of the TrackMan and it is able to capture it.
Ladies and gentlemen, come to the tee now. In slot 1, Kyle Berkshire. In slot 2.
Hello.
In slot 3, Scotty Pearman. In slot 4, Jeff Brumley.
All right.
On deck,
Let's
we
do
have
it.
Josh Cassidy, Brandon Flynn, Cody Billinghurst, and Nick Vorbeck.
Woo, Bobby, it is on right now.
All right. Round of 16. We're live in Hope Sound. Let's paint the picture. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live in Hope Sound. 56 men entered today. 1 man will survive. We are down to the final 16. Kyle Berkshire, Josh Cassidy, Josh Koch, Justin James, Sean Johnson, Brandon Flynn, Reed Russell, Will Hogue, Scotty Pearman, Cody Billinghurst, Ryan Gregnall, Ryan Riesbeck, Jeff Brumley, Nick Vorbeck, Bryce Verplank, and Stephen Coyce. Kyle Berkshire, world number 1, was on autopilot. Just putting up, just ridiculous numbers. Highest ball speed of the tournament, 228 miles per hour from the
Longest
world champ.
yardage.
Longest yardage. He sat in slot 1 right now, which has been an advantage the entire time because we have a slight southeast wind, east-southeast, southeast-southeast, or whatever you want to call it. But
yeah, it's definitely coming. I think it's probably about I'm still saying it's about a 30-degree angle.
Yep.
Going from left corner to back right corner. And right now, with no roll, it's definitely favoring that first 1 and 2 slot.
Yep. So Kyle's been in slot 1 the entire time. It was a double elimination format, which we really haven't had in a long time because we've been doing round robins of 5 sets, 16 hitters, or 9 hitters where
But
you're
now
going
we go
4
back
and
to the
5.
round robin.
Yep.
Points based, 200 for first, 100 for second, 75 for third, 50 for fourth. But you have to get a ball in the grid to get points. If you go OB, you get 0, and that is a round killer.
Yep. So there isn't as much as of a premium hitting the ball in play as much. Double elimination, you gotta hit more balls in play. So you got Berkshire in slot number 1, Sean Johnson in slot number 2. And to confirm, this is not the Sean Johnson that won a gold medal in the Olympics in gymnastics. It is a very tall man that used to throw 96 miles per hour at the University of Mississippi.
What do you think the average club head speed on the tee box is right now?
The average club speed? Well, because of 148, 150. Because Kyle's going to be in the mid-50s.
I was going to say 150.
150, yeah. I mean, because Pearman, I'm going to say he's a guy that can get up in the 220s, but I would say he probably sits more around.
Got to be right 148 at least.
145, 146, 147. Because you're looking at 140s, 145. You're looking at 217 and a half at one, at that number. So.
Oh my word!
But right now, Jeff Brumley with the first ball on the
Brumley
board.
just freaking bombed it. Look at that look.
So we finally have TrackMan data. We apologized earlier on in the broadcast that we burned out some iPads yesterday, so we weren't able to get any numbers.
It is intensely hot and humid.
Yep.
And that is not good for electronics.
So Jeff Brumley with the first number on the board as of right now at 390 yards. We do have live scoring, so you can see it on your screen. Straight downwind.
Be sure and check it out. You can get to the YouTube webcast through the website now, right?
Yep.
You're right to the Professional Long Drive Association PLDA website. Log on to that. You can click on the link and go right to the YouTube webcast. You can see our beautiful mugs right here talking up a storm and telling you people how these bombs being dropped here in Hobe Sound.
All right, so Kyle Berkshire right now is the longest drive on our scoreboard at 388 miles per hour. That was a miss hit from Mr. Brumley. So we were able to see his last ball.
388 miles per hour. That's pretty impressive.
yeah. Jeff Brumley ended up going 145, 210 ball speed. So a little bit of a miss hit. And just based off of math, 145 mile per hour club speed on a perfect smash could produce a 217.5 mile per hour ball. So using my high school math skills, if you swing 140 miles per hour, you get it a 210 ball. Add 5 to the 145 and multiply it times 1.5 to get 7.5. So 145 can produce 217.5 miles per hour.
Very good.
So those are some miss hits there for Mr. Brumley. 143 mile per hour club speed and 180 ball speed. That means he hit it off the shaft. Sean Johnson looks like he might have taken that set on the last ball or on the first ball, 390 yards. Berkshire still waiting on the last ball. He's at 388, 2 behind Sean Johnson. Scotty Perriman in at 370. Jeff Brumley in at 353. So waiting on Kyle Berkshire's last ball of this set. Looking back. Yeah.
You know what they ought to do? I just thought of it. They ought to have whatever color ball they're hitting up here.
Yep.
The people in the grid need to have a reflective vest of that color.
That would be kind of nice.
That way you can kind of get a depth perception of actually, how far things are out there.
Well, right now the humidity is there's not really that it's hot.
It's
not
humid,
not
dude.
that
It's
humid.
humid. No,
But we're straight down.
you're a native Floridian. I'm not. It is humid.
Yeah. So Sean Johnson actually is going to take down the first set against Kyle Berkshire at 390, and Berkshire's at 388. So right now, as Mobley said, 200 points for first, 100 points for second, 50 for third, and 25 for fourth. And Obi, it doesn't matter. I was saying that you said it right. I was. What are teammates for here?
I know. You had me back.
I had your back.
Thank you, Bob.
Never leave a soldier behind. So, but Berkshire ended up taking up 100 points. Sean Johnson at 200, Scotty Perriman at 50 points, and Jeff Brumley 100 and right now 450 is normally the bubble with 16 hitters taking the top 8. We can safely say now Nick Vorbeck has the best mullet in the tournament, which I think he has the best mullet anyway. All right, Josh Cassidy, slot 1, Brandon Flynn in 2, Cody Billinghurst. It's hit 7,000 golf balls.
Slot 1, boys and girls. This could get good.
Yeah, Cassidy, this is a perfect grid for him in slot number 1. He hits a big high,
he
little
has hit
cutty.
some absolute bombs down there from slot 4 with no grid, with very little grid on an angle. He's in a perfect spot now.
Looking at the flags right now, we're straight downwind. Nick Vorbeck, stud. God, I love this kid's hair.
He's got
good.
Pretty
144 mile per hour club speed from Nick Vorbeck here in slot number 2. Miss hit. 201 ball speed. 250, 2566 spin. So speaking to Berkshire
Go ahead.
Speaking of Berkshire in the range, I asked him, "What are you looking at on your track, man?" He goes, "Spin. That's it."
Yeah,
He's like, "I want to be above 2,500 downwind."
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
So Nick Vorbeck hit that 236 feet in the air. That is really high. Cassidy
Cassidy's got her dialed
Brandon
in.
Flynn.
He's yelled at 2 balls now.
No. What I like about Brandon Flynn on any grid is that Brandon hits it straight, so there's not much movement at all left to right or right to left. So he's gonna be tough in these type of conditions. So Nick Vorbeck building up on his speed here, almost at 146 miles per hour on his last ball. He's got the only number on the board as of right now at 366. But Cassidy yelling at one in ball, one ball in play.
Well, that swing there looked really good. I thought he didn't like it, but it should have been good. I love it. I love the
Cody
energy. Love the energy.
Making his pro debut after going 218 ball speed yesterday as an amateur.
Wow.
Cassidy 395, Billinghurst 371, Vorbeck 366. Still waiting on a number from Brandon Flynn. And what I like about Cody Billinghurst is his Canadian accent. It is really coming out when he's fired up. I love it. All the words that there's like, he's definitely from the great land of Canada. Our brothers to the north.
Hey.
Our friends that drink Tim Hortons every day.
Oh.
God, I love that place. We need to send, 26 hours of raw footage. Yeah. Cassidy
just had like the longest set of the day, I think.
Vorbeck with the shortest drive of the day at about 75 yards. But gosh darn it, he leaves with a smile on his face. Yeah. What was the spin rate? It didn't even read it. It was that bad. You hit it that bad that it didn't even read it. Yeah, Vorbeck topped it. I wouldn't want to have been the pitcher on that one. That would have been tough.
No, that would have been great.
Worn that off the shins. Cassidy, 395 as of right now, is in the lead. Still don't have any numbers from Brandon Flynn. We might be having an issue with the iPad and or the iPhone in slot number 2. So, but at least we have some numbers to look at here. Nick Vorbeck with the best drive of 366 for himself. Billinghurst is at 371. So, all right. So we got Bryce Verplank here in slot number 4 in the featured slot. Lives in Dallas.
Which is some beautiful numbers right here, I bet.
Came in the top 3 last year at the World Championships.
Yeah.
So. All right, so right now, Brandon Flynn at 401, and with a beautiful set, as you would call it, 361, 361, 381, 401, 397. 5 out of 6 balls in play. I really like Brandon Flynn. He hits it dead straight, and he hits it high.
Yep.
And he hits it in the center of the face. He's not going to be
Outstanding.
the fastest guy out there, but he's a guy that can produce 212, 213, 214 ball speed. He might even be able to go faster than that, but like he is a really, really good ball striker. Say not even a blast from the past because Moose hasn't competed in the last couple of years, but I can compare Brandon Flynn to like a Justin Moose. Just amazing
sure.
ball strikers, just really good hitters.
Really good. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, Cassidy took that set, right?
No, Brandon Flynn.
401. Okay.
Yep. So
That's some big numbers, man. 95, and look, slot 1 and 2.
Yep, slot 1 and slot 2 right now have been an advantage for most of every tournament so far. I mean, we're in Mesquite for 3-4 days, and there was only one day where I think maybe right to left could have helped just a bit. But slot 1 and 2, down and cross, so left to right, as you say, about 30 degrees.
Yep.
You know.
Outstanding stuff. I was talking with some of the guys on the range, and everybody is wanting to increase their spin rate. Everybody's trying to get that 2,500 RPMs.
Fred Tucker, it says Billingshurst on my screen. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. It says Billingshurst. Shurst. Well, I have a high school education from Wellington High School in Palm Beach County. Billingshurst. No, it's Billingshurst. How do you say his name? Does it not have an S? All right, so anyways, back to the action. We have Josh Koch, Reed Russell, Ryan Gregnall, Bryce Plank. Stud, and stud.
Oh, absolutely. Average club head speed on the tee right now.
Yeah, I mean,
148?
yeah, somewhere in there. I mean, because you got, you're looking at Koch that could go in the high, when he's healthy, the high 220s. You got Reed Russell in the high 220s that almost touched 230. You got Gregnall that's gone 230. And Bryce Plank is a 220 guy.
Yeah, this is 148 average. This is incredible, the club head speed right now.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, when I was over in the break, I was talking to some of the guys range. Everybody's wanting to go higher spin rate right now.
Yeah.
And that 2,600 seems to be the number they're shooting for.
And that's what Kyle was looking for, because I only asked him a couple questions on the range, and I said the first question I asked is like, what are you looking at on your TrackMan? And he just said spin rates. That's it. And obviously, ball speed for himself.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. What a good move that was for a play. Remember how bad he looked in the Mesquite?
He looked a little off, especially. He was off in Mesquite.
He's looking more like he did at Worlds there. Now he's looking good.
Yep. I said him and the DeChambino, they work together, and I said Bryson's tuning in right now. Football as well, big guy.
Yeah, buddy, we gotta get you well and get you back out here. We miss you this week.
So, but that hamate bone's a pain in the butt, or it's a pain in the hand. I guess pun intended or no pun intended. But yeah, that's something that it's really hard to recover from.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, he got it taken out and he's healthy. Hoagie and Huddy and Adam and Shayla are taking care of him. The DeChambino cooking them, chicken noodle soup and all that good stuff. But we're still waiting on some numbers here. They haven't reset the yardages from the last group. So as of right now, we're kind of like we were the last couple hours, just not really information on the screen for us to go off of. So the only thing that we can go off of is club speed, ball speed. Bryce Plank he topped out at 144 miles per hour in club speed. And his ball speed kind of sat around 208, 209.
Yeah. His spin rates were pretty solid, though.
Yeah.
They're above 2,500.
Yep. And he hits it really, really high, too.
All right, let's see what Coyce and I had a conversation. And I told him what I did yesterday to get my spin rate stuff up. He's added a degree to the loft of his driver. Let's see if he can hit 400. Because he had in 380s a couple times a while ago, and he hit beautiful balls, but they were just perfect golf shots. Yeah. Let's see if we can get that spin rate up in that 2,500 range and get it to fly down the grid another 10 yards or more.
Yep. All right, we got the 2017 world champion Justin James in slot 1. Will Hogue, Ryan Riesbeck, Steve Coyce. Justin James is a stud. They're all studs. But JJ and Kyle have been just
studs, dude.
Yeah, JJ and Kyle have been going at it. The last 4 or 5 years. I mean, they have been the two best hitters on the planet for the last 5 years.
I tell you what, man, I think a dark horse this year and it's going to make a reemergence in the sport, Will Hogue.
Yeah, Will. I mean, for this
Talking to him
grid,
earlier
yeah,
today, he is
relaxed.
He is relaxed. He's got a really great attitude right now,
Mm.
and I got a feeling Will Hogue may show back up. Remember that year he had a few years back?
2018, he didn't miss. He didn't miss. I said the only thing he missed was winning a world championship in 2018 because he won probably 3 World Lawn Drive events, and he ended up winning a Lawn Drive World Series event out in Mexico. And Will's tough, man. Tough dude, and he's strong.
Perfect for him.
Yep.
Perfect for him.
16 yards, new longest
Woo!
run of the day.
Here we go.
Followed by Reed Russell, 4:05. John Fox, 3:81. Bryce for Plank, no points that set.
Wow.
On the tee now to finish.
I can't believe he went 0 for.
Ryan Gregnall, 416 yards. And I'm going to say I haven't seen Kyle's ball flight today because he's been in slot 1 the whole time. But Ryan Gregnall's ball flight is high, and it is dead straight. He is, and he's, like I said, he, over the last 6 months, is slowly progressed to finally hit 230-mile-per-hour ball speed. And I wouldn't be surprised if JJ isn't right around that number as well. But, Justin having his 3rd kid, it doesn't – he's kind of like the quiet, silent assassin. You don't know what's going on with him. So, like, he doesn't really post his ball speed numbers and club speed numbers, like, to really have an idea where he's at. But,
I'm going to tell you right now, that club head speed he just made right there, that was 150.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
No, JJ's, like I said, it's him and Kyle the last 5 years, the best on the planet. So, and Justin's actually hitting a different he's using one of the Jumbo Max grips, the one that Bryson uses.
And you know what we've seen right now? We've already seen the numbers starting to really extend from the earlier qualifying today. I mean, we just got our longest ball today at 4:16 from Gregnall. Well, the set before that, another 400 wins it. So I would expect the winner is going to have to go 410 or more.
Yeah, I'd Reed Russell at 405 yards as well. So it went Gregnall 1, Reed 2, Josh Koch 3, Bryce Plank 4. So we're looking at numbers here from Stephen Coyce, 209 ball speed. Spin
really
rates
good.
right at almost 2,500.
Yep.
267 feet of height, which is
13.5,
good.
yeah, good.
Those are good numbers.
Good numbers for him. Good
And the
numbers
number
for
that
him.
also the number, if you're just tuning in for the first time, the number that we're kind of looking at too is carry distance. Like once they start carrying it over the 350s, the grid gives it up a little bit. Anything before 350, there's no rollout whatsoever.
Well, that's why you got it. That's why you have to have that spin rate to make sure it gets out there.
Yeah.
Even then, it's not a whole lot of roll.
So still working on trying to get the scoring updated here for
Another
us.
good ball, 145,
Yep.
10.
And it is
a little low though.
it's kind of hard with these golf balls based
1800.
on these speeds for these guys to produce a 150 smash. So like I said, a perfect
They
smash
can.
on a 145 would be 217.
Yeah, you can't get a perfect smash for these balls. They're too soft for the club head speed.
Yeah.
These balls are like the perfect for 135 to 140.
Yep.
Other than that, you get above 140, you start getting, you get all your smashes drop, and because the ball just can't handle the impact.
Yep. Pancakes the golf ball.
Pancake, that was the word. Yep.
All right.
Next up on the tee, getting us started on set 2.
There we go.
Reed
Much
Russell,
better.
slot 1. Josh Cassidy in slot 2.
And also we have performance bonuses. You guys are tuning in. Longest drive of the entire set. The longest set total. So if you hit 6 balls in play, more than likely you're going to win the performance bonus.
Yeah.
And straightest to the line, and most likely not to 3-putt. Just kidding. But that made it a lot more fun too. Like knowing that you had side bets to see who hit it the farthest, who hit the most balls in the grid over the 5 sets, and then the longest set in general. So the longest set in the history of the sport was Joe Miller back in the day, where he hit 6 consecutive balls over 400 yards. It's a total of 17 miles combined.
Well, Ryan Winther had a hell of a year that year when he won the World Championship. Remember how big his numbers were?
He would just hit that big old turbo cut.
Oh,
He's fast.
they're
He was
terrible.
like Kevin Blankhorn turbo cut, but just slightly faster.
Oh yeah, slightly.
Yeah.
He was a 150-mile-an-hour guy.
Oh, for sure.
Oh man,
For sure.
He made my body hurt though. The way he ripped his body up, that was a lot of force and power. There wasn't a lot of finesse in that swing.
All right, so we're waiting on the callbacks right now. Still trying to get this tech to work for us as far as like updating the ball per ball. So trying to get numbers from Justin James, Will Hogue, Ryan Riesbeck, and Stephen Coyce.
I'm really curious to see those numbers.
Yeah.
How many guys went over 400 in that set?
Justin James, 385.
That's it, huh?
Who's also in that last set? Justin James, 385 yards, followed by Will Hogue, 368.
So,
Riesbeck, 365, and Steve Coyce, 364.
understanding how Justin hits a golf ball,
On the team
Justin
now,
needs to hit it. I hadn't seen one ball hit.
No.
He needs to hit it 20 feet higher, 30 feet higher. I can tell you, yeah. But that's it.
I
You
agree.
know, like,
I agree.
and Justin can make that adjustment right away. I didn't see one ball hit for him, but like I know how JJ hits a golf ball. You know, it's straight. He had such a good penetrating ball flight. Like he would have been phenomenal at Mesquite with the roll grid. You know, last
he
month.
would have, wouldn't he?
Yep.
He would have.
So we got Reed Russell, Josh Cassidy, Stephen Coyce, and Scotty Perriman. Perriman,
Oh, look at Perriman. There we
149.7.
go, baby. 149. Awesome.
These, yeah, 149. You're looking good.
You're looking good, baby.
Yeah. So Perriman, 2,900 spin, 177 feet in the air, like that. Might have spun a little bit too much, but we're not really seeing big ball speed numbers as of right now.
No, we're
and I don't
not.
know if the ball's not being picked up by the TrackMan or not. That's 207.7.
Yeah, we haven't seen hardly anything over 210, have we?
No, not at all. I mean, we've been seeing some really high club speed numbers,
I
148.
mean, obviously Scotty liked that number. I mean, that
Yeah.
ball because he looked at us, you know.
So,
He hit it solid.
yeah. And he was kind of, I guess, surprised that the first ball went OB. So, but a ton of speed on this tee box. Reed Russell's looking really good today. Like, for me, I really like the fact that he hits it really high and he's really fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
and it's a great time for him,
Yeah.
too.
Ooh, Scotty Perriman starting up. There we go. There's
Look
some
at
numbers
this
that we're
number.
seeing.
There we go. 214.711.
Yeah, right at 150, 214 ball speed.
Oh, good
2,400
spin rate,
spin.
too. Good spin
If that
rate.
one's in play,
Oh, and a launch of 16.
look at the carry,
Yep.
377.
There
That's
you
the
go, there we
farthest carry we've seen so far.
Track man for sure.
This is awesome having the TrackMan in front of us. Makes life so much easier.
It really does. Really does.
208 feet of height. So,
Yeah, that's got to be really perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, another
So,
guy.
you know, now we got Scotty talking on the tee box. So that he's comfortable. He's comfortable. He knows that you know, that one ball that he just hit was
Well,
in
when you
play.
go 149, 49, 46, you're pretty comfortable.
Yep. So, and we're looking straight downwind. I mean, there isn't. It's you said 30 degrees left to right. It's
No, it's straight down,
yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty much straight downwind right now.
It's like it's going due east or due
Yep.
west rather.
Yeah, due
right
west.
out of the east.
Miss hit from Scotty Perriman, and once again we apologize. We're still waiting on some numbers here. Okay.
Dude, Perriman has gone 149, 3 of his 6 balls.
Yep. And then his slowest speed was 146, so he's
Yeah.
moving it. He was the PLDA, you know, regular season player of the year.
Yep.
And
For the Open division.
for the Open division, and then
Next
the year of the
up,
player
There,
of the
there
year.
was another guy I know I heard of. You might have heard of the senior division.
in slot 3 and Ryan Riesbeck in slot 4.
It's Mobley with, you know, a win and a second place in the Masters division so far this year. And he, like I said, 56 years old, rolled up here after his Open set against the Open boys in a wheelchair and oxygen tank, and now here he is.
Oh, it was rough this morning, man.
No, I know.
My arm is still numb. My arm is still numb. This left arm is killing me.
Yeah. Well, we're killing it on the mic, though. We're crushing it.
Yes, we are. I'm getting
Yeah.
texts from my wife talking about how awesome.
How handsome we are. It's ridiculous. You know? All right. Waiting on numbers here from round. This is set 2 for the guys.
You know, we've got some great support in the sport. We were talking about a while ago, and I just thought about it. I had a little conversation with Lance Reeder of Crank Golf a minute ago, and they've got a new Crank Fire coming out in about a month, 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Really aggressive look to it. I like the style. Can't wait to get one in my hands and try it out. But Callaway's been a phenomenal supporter.
Yep.
You know, I mean, we've got what,
Results from that last
15
set,
guys
Reed
hitting
Russell,
Callaway?
406 yards,
Yeah.
followed by Josh
There's a lot, yep.
96.
great equipment. Now that we have Cobra involved, I mean, the sport is really taking off. It's great to see some of the OEMs who embrace the sport and starting to support us. I mean, we could do a lot with this technology if we just get the right equipment in our hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fire away.
You know, Cobra coming back last year with Bryson and Kyle and winning a world championship. I know that they've been in the winner's circle a bunch with, you know,
Oh,
Jay-Z.
Riesbeck's looking good, man. Riesbeck's looking good.
And he's good. He's old, too.
Spin
you
rate's
know?
got to get up a little bit.
All right, so Riesbeck, almost at 147, 210 ball speed. These guys are hitting the ball so high. They know now that they have to hit it high.
Absolutely.
230 feet in the air.
Yeah, they have to.
They're hitting moon balls. So that's like a Tom Roscoe's ball, you know?
Oh my God! Yeah, Tom Roscoe.
He
Him
hit
and
it moon
Hopper, Patrick Hopper.
Yep.
My word, they hit moon balls.
Reed Russell takes down the last set at 406.
Yep.
Josh Cassidy, 396. Scotty Pearman, 379. Stephen Coyce, 373.
I'll tell you right now, you called it, but Reed Russell is starting to emerge as the favorite. He is looking really good.
He looks very, very good right now. I said he hits it high. And, you know, the one thing with Koch is, like, how is he feeling? Because if Koch is healthy, this is the perfect setup for him. He hits it high.
Mhm.
He hits it, you know, pretty much straight with just a little left to right. You know?
Yeah, he's got, he had a similar neck issue too, and that's, his injury. I was talking to him a while ago about it. He's actually feeling pretty good today. So
Yeah. Oh, he looks good.
he does look good.
Got a good base. Yes. No, I like
Yeah,
how he
see
set
that?
his hands up. Yeah.
Did you see how high his hands were?
Yeah.
That's what I thought about.
Yep.
When they start getting those hands up high, that's when they really start dropping
Drop
those
it.
bombs.
Yeah, you were talking about Davis Love, high hands and then drop it in the slot and let it go.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
That
yeah.
was one of the great things, with Jason Zuback. He was, 5'9",
Mhm.
and he swung like he was 6'4". You ever notice that? How high his hands were?
Yep. I mean, out of all the guys that have won world championships, what has been the prototypical ball flight over the span of long drive, 46 years? What has been the most successful ball flight over time?
We're talking about
Ball left to
shape,
right,
left
up,
to right?
down, high, low.
Well, it was always right to left for right-handed golfers, right?
Mhm.
You always want to hit a draw until Zuback. Zuback changed the game.
Yeah.
Zuback was the one who introduced the knuckle fade,
Yeah.
and he used to hit that thing in the 90s, and you would just marvel at how far it would roll.
Yeah.
And it was moving left to right, and he changed the game. And once I saw that shot, and I saw the fade was flying further than the draw and rolling just as far.
Yeah.
That's when I learned to hit a little slider
Yep.
because I knew that I was going to need it at some point.
Yep. Yep.
But,
And that's the slider was you hit in
11.
Yeah,
Right,
that was
right,
awesome.
Yeah. I was telling somebody a while ago, the way you do that is simply your ball position. Is your ball position to the ball. The further you are away from the ball, the more you're going to hit a draw.
Mm.
So the closer you stand, the more erect your swing is. Consequently, the higher your hands are going to get, right? Then it's easier to hit that left or right ball.
Yeah.
And that was what I learned when watching Zuback hit those knuckle fades all those years because they were ridiculously high.
Yeah.
With that equipment, those golf balls, Zuback hit the ball so high.
Yeah.
He really did.
And they said you got Justin James, who's, him and Jay-Z are very similar in size.
Yep.
I think, Jay-Z might be a little bit, have a couple more pounds on Jay-Z, but Justin looks like he's probably 225. We can
Yeah.
ask.
Justin's a touch taller, and he's like 5'11",
Yeah, he's probably
5'10".
5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
Justin, professional baseball player, pitched in the Toronto Blue Jays organization.
Very similar
know?
build to Jay-Z, though. Very
Yep.
similar.
Yep, and then you got Jerry James's dad, who's
Massive.
just a monster. It's like I said, comparing Mike and Mitch Dobbin.
It is. It really is.
Jerry's awesome. I'll never
Jerry's running for
forget.
Congress. You know that?
Yeah,
Florida Congress. Isn't that
Oh, yeah.
crazy? A long driver and the Congress. I
Yep.
love it. I love it. Got to be the first one ever.
possibly.
Yeah, we've got all these actors and athletes doing it. Why can't we have a long driver doing it?
I don't know. All right, Brandon Flynn, 391. Waiting on Koch's numbers at 87. Jeff Brumley at 331. And Ryan Riesbeck, 323.
Results from that last set. Brandon Flynn, 391 yards, followed by Josh Koch, 387. Jeff
Another good
Brumley,
numbers.
333,
Brandon Flynn with 2 wins.
323.
Oh,
2 wins is a good start. So,
I hit it well.
John Johnson.
Well, the numbers didn't show anything solid,
well, a little
Too low
spinny.
a spin rate. Too low
Yeah.
a spin.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so now we're going to get to see some big numbers here in slot number 4. We got Ryan Gregor. I wouldn't be surprised, because 220 right now with this golf ball is moving it. And,
Yeah,
and we
I
talk
agree.
about moving it. Kyle went 228 earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
God,
Oh
Greg
my
Hall looks so
word, how good
fast.
is-
Holy cow. 151, 218.
Look at that. Oh, my
Two-
goodness. That's still
Greg Nall's
that's
hitting.
that's just
He's on it.
tremendous right there.
He looks phenomenal. 151, 218, 2,241
I like to see that
spin.
with about 2,500 RPM.
Yeah.
I bet it fly 400.
And like I said, Greg Knoll is hitting it dead straight. He is hitting phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that I'm obviously impressed with the ball speed, but like it's the fact that he's hitting it straight.
151.3. You know what's amazing is it's how he's come back this year from that horrible injury in the World Championship last year.
That was awful. Because he was literally on the in the poker terms, he was on the bubble because he could have, if he ends up winning the set or maybe even coming in second, he makes the final 8 at the World Championships and ended up pulling his groin and it's almost 220 mile per hour.
152, 219. Oh my word, Greg Knoll's moving it. He is absolutely moving it.
And he's done really well in slot number 4.
Yeah, yes, he has.
Yeah.
We've had some really good hitters. I mean, we had some people do really well in slot 4 we wouldn't expect it.
Yeah. So pretty much what we can do right now is just feature slot number 4 because the scoring has gone down and we don't have all of the information like we did the first couple groups.
Oh boy.
That was his fastest swing of the day. It was a miss hit.
153.7. Bobby, come on, dude.
Yeah. So let's just do the math. 153.7 on a perfect smash. I mean, you're looking closer to 230. Yeah, I mean, you're looking. Hold on. 153.7 times 150.
154 club head speed. Out freaking stand.
Yeah, you're looking
at a great launch.
Yeah.
14.8 launch. That's really good.
So these balls are not producing at all right now. I mean, because Greg Knoll's at 154.
Left to right again. The wind's back to left to right.
So right now the ball flight benefits a little bit of a cut. Greg Knoll.
Those are like 6 of the most impressive swings I've ever seen.
He's so fast. So fast.
That is absolutely
Greg Knoll's last 3 swings were 153, 154, 153. Fastest ball speed was right a touch under 220. And but yeah, a perfect smash at 154. You're looking at 231 miles per hour, hence why you went to 31, and he was hitting the Volvic, the AMT balls.
Oh yeah.
So but ironically, the fastest ball ever hit was with a Titleist Pro V1 left dash. So
yeah.
Here comes the numbers: Sean Johnson, Justin James, Nick Vorback, and Ryan Greg Knoll just hit. Sean Johnson with a great debut, out in Mesquite. He's at 375 yards. Justin James at 390. Yeah. It was I don't think the ball produces it, but Greg Knoll ends up taking the set. Greg Knoll ends up taking the set at 394. Justin James at 390.
Great ball.
Nick Vorback at 378 and Sean Johnson at 370. So
Nick Vorback 378 and Sean Johnson 375.
Greg Knoll just came over, his slot 4, at least we can see these numbers here. So kind of wanted to get some insight of what was going on. All right. They have made the change to Cody Billinghurst. You are welcome, whoever is chiming in. There was an S on his name, so I apologize. Because yesterday when I first met him, he was an amateur, and now he's a professional. So, yeah. So we got Will Hogue, Kyle Berkshire, Bryce Verplank, Cody Billinghurst. This is the first time Kyle has hit in slot number 2, which I don't think it doesn't matter. He could hit in any slot right now. Here we go. So we got Cody Billinghurst here in slot number 4 that is hit probably 45,000 golf balls this week, yelling with a great Canadian accent. We're proud of him. Good base, too. He's strong. Oh, yeah. Wow.
That's a lot of effort.
He gets after it. Yeah, 145. It's I don't know if you know who Jason Cook is. He's out of South Africa. Very similar setup. I love it.
That's awesome. He's like a jacked up Jason Zuback.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at him.
He's ready. He's fired up. And he said he loves Tim Hortons.
Oh yeah. Look at this guy. Oh my word. Look at this.
I just look at Will. Looks just nice and composed. Will's just relaxed.
Oh, Cody Billinghurst. I love this guy.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love this guy. This is beautiful.
Is Zach Adams' protege, But not as loud. He's loud, but he's not as loud as Zach. No one can be as loud as Zach.
No one can be as loud as Zach. Oh, here we go. Excellent stuff here.
So right now,
this guy's an amateur, right?
No, not anymore. He
Not anymore, he
he
just turned
tried to
pro?
become a professional yesterday.
He should, man. This is outstanding numbers, man.
147 mile per hour club speed. Little bit of
He's
a
gonna like
miss hit.
this one. Here we go. I think we got something.
146, 207. So he hasn't hit center punch one as of yet, and the numbers that we're looking at, he's
pretty high too.
spinning him a little bit. And he's tired. So, like, when you're tired, you lift a little bit. You know. I know I do. I could speak for myself. You lift a little bit. You hit a little thin,
A little
spin
thin.
a
Yeah,
little
there you
bit.
go. Yeah.
Like, so when you are
That
a little
look good.
tired, you focus on trying to hit a little bit higher in the club face,
Absolutely.
So 212 miles per hour from Cody Billinghurst, going up against Will Hogue, Kyle Berkshire, Bryce Verplank. 3 guys that have been to the World Championships multiple times, and Kyle, a 2-time world champ.
I'm gonna tell you
Will
what.
Hogue,
I'm gonna tell you what, Bobby. Will Hogue looks really relaxed.
he's
out there.
chilling.
He really does.
He's chilling.
Kyle didn't look that good that set.
I only saw a couple of his swings, and I think the 4th ball he liked. I mean, he was just kind of eyeballing it per se.
Yeah.
And Kyle's, he's a veteran. I know he's still young, but he's been doing this for 5-6 years. Like, he's going to conserve his energy. He knows that he only needs 450 points because you got to hit a lot of golf balls in order to win a golf tournament or lawn drive event.
That's a very good point, Bobby. And you can tell right now, you and I both know, we live down here in South Florida. The temperature is getting up now. The humidity is getting heavy. The index has got to be in the mid-high 90s right now. It's getting up there.
Yes, it is.
So that's going to really play hard on everybody right now because no one's used to this yet. If you don't live down here, you're not used to this, and this is really going to take a toll on you.
And the good thing with Kyle is that he's got a house here at a PGA National, so he's been practicing, a bunch down here. So, getting accustomed to the weather.
Well, he was telling me while I go on the driving range that that's one of the things he's loving about this weather is because now he feels his body feels freer. He feels like he can really go after it, and he can stay there. He's loving this temperature and this humidity.
Kyle Berkshire with the win, 399 yards. Will Hogue at 380. Cody Billinghurst at 379. Bryce Verplank 375. So Berkshire, like I said, I think the 4th ball, he just eyeballed it, eyeballed it. He liked it. And we'll go back to Kyle, the 2 times that Kyle, he's broke the ball speed record 3 times. Well, I guess he already had it, but he always wanted to go 230. He goes 230. He goes 233.4, 234.4. And the AC in my shop was at 80 degrees. So he's like, jack up the heat. He wanted to sweat. And I was sweating my ass off, and I wasn't even hitting. So
I wouldn't
in
be
my
able to
shop.
take that. That's too much for me.
Oh my God! But yeah, like, and it's amazing, like that. It takes him to really get locked in, like 120 to 150 balls, where he's like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like, he has 4 phases of a speed session, and he says he has a window of 30, 40 balls where he can just go full throttle, and it's fun to watch. And we'll say it again because this is I said it earlier on in the broadcast. The day he went 234.4 miles per hour, he hit about 100 balls to get loose, and he hit 118 balls after that. When we went live, 41 golf balls were over 230 miles per hour with a 228 mile per hour average. That is ridiculous.
Oh, my word.
That's the baddest dude on the planet.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
So, right now we got
I
Scotty
think
Perrin.
Will just got one.
Yep.
Will just got one.
I actually like this
You
slot
can
for
hear
Will.
the difference.
Yeah.
In that ball, that swing and that contact of
Smoothing
the other
it.
balls he hit.
To say that Will's smoothing it at 214, like, I mean, he looks very, very chill.
Honestly, that's what it did look like.
Yeah. And I said, I bet you his heart rate's lower than anybody's right now.
Oh,
he looks so relaxed.
Look how soft his hands look.
Yeah. Boom. God, those hand speeds.
He's
Former
feeling it
baseball
now.
player.
He's feeling it now.
And and also Will is very, very, very strong. I think he won like an amateur, like a bench press for his age. Like, he bench pressed like 400 pounds, being 200 pounds. Like, it's like
I can do 140 if I'm on a good day.
I could do 40 on a good day. I can't even do the bar.
But no, I'm maybe 110. I take that back.
All right. It looks like Cody's got a lot of
yeah.
a lot of fans here. We got some questions. How did Bobby Ray do? You know what? Between Bobby Ray and Nick Vorback, they well, just because Nick's still in, Nick had the best mullet of the tournament. But Bobby hit the ball good. He's new to the sport, and he even said, like, he took the club back just a little too fast. He gripped the club a little too tight. And press, you gotta be nice and relaxed when you're up on this tee box. And work on certain things. Like we've been able to see like Ryan Gregnall make a few adjustments, and you've seen it really work in his favor the last like 4 or 5 sets. Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Yes. I just got water all over myself.
Go, Will.
That's not peeing in my pants. That's water.
Outstanding.
All right. So Will, obviously, with these numbers, these are going to optimize. And we talk about it might not actually be a bad thing being 213, 214 ball speed. You might get more out of this golf ball at those speeds. And someone that was a master of that was Tim Burke. Tim's like, I don't need to go that fast. I can't get more out of this golf ball, over 212, 213, 214. So
that's an excellent point right there. And that's what I was going to say, because I was noticing that all Will's ball speeds were in that 213, 215 range. And I thought, this is perfect.
Yep. All right, so we're going to go back and we're going to take a peek here of the yardages on that set. Once again, the live scoring went down, unfortunately. It is hot, and those iPads do not like.
It is hot right now.
Yeah, the iPads don't like the sun. So.
All right, so right now we're in the middle of the round. We're just beginning this is the second group.
All right, so Will Hogue takes down the set at 388. Nick Vorback in second at 382. Josh Koch at 375. And Scotty Pearman without a number on the board.
All right, so right now we're just beginning set 3, so we're about halfway done with a round of 16. Where do we stand? Do we have any numbers on who's leading in top 8?
Berkshire ended up going win-win, and so did Reed Russell.
Okay.
We'll wait for it to reset here so we can kind of take a peek. This is the second group of set number 3. But as of right now, Brandon Flynn, Will Hogue, Ryan Gregnall, Kyle Berkshire. Our Berkshire is at 300. Justin James is at 300. Reed Russell's at 300. And we'll say it multiple times. 450 is kind of the bubble.
Yep.
And now we're going to be able to see one of the fastest hitters on the planet in slot number 4, Reed Russell.
Yes, indeed. Look at that ball speed, 260. That is huge today.
Yeah.
That's a big number today.
Yep. And once again, we talk about the compression of the golf ball. They're over-compressing this golf ball. This is not the most ideal ball for these types of club speeds.
Lord, does Justin James look good right now.
JJ's a stud.
Look at that, 152.7 ball.
153.6. Reed Russell. Gotta love Cody Billinghurst. I mean,
Justin looks good.
And that kid, like I said, I'll say it for the 500th time. Cody Billinghurst is not an amateur. He doesn't care who's on the tee box right now. This dude's locked in. He looks like a professional, and he's center punching the golf ball, and he's doing really well.
Wow, these guys are going fast right now.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to seeing JJ here in slot number 4 here. He'll be up on this tee box.
I tell you what, Bobby, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I tell you what, with these two guys, with JJ and Reed on the end here, this has got to be the fastest average club head speed on the box.
Yeah, so we got the first ball over 220 miles per hour from
First
Russell.
one, wow.
We got 2 professional baseball players in slot 3 and 4, former professional baseball players, Justin James with the Toronto Blue Jays and Reed Russell with the Houston Astros, and then myself
and yourself.
in the booth. The slowest guy here.
Hey, and you were the number 1 pick overall, baby.
First rounder. The number 1 overall pick my year was Josh Hamilton. Then we had Josh Beckett. The only guy still in the draft from 1999 is Albert Pujols.
Is he really?
Yeah, so thank you, Pittsburgh Pirates, for picking me before Pujols. And thank you for paying me. But Pujols had a better career, and he got paid, I don't know, 400, 500 more million.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple more million.
That's somebody I like to hit a golf ball.
Pujols is good. I've hit with Pujols before.
A golf ball. I bet he could really, if he taught him to do longer, I bet he could hit pretty good.
Position players are like offensive line, defensive linemen, like football guys. Everything's very short and compact. They come over the top. Guys that are like, whatever. Seen some good outfielders, but pitchers are the golfers.
Pitchers are the shit. That's for sure.
But you look at Nowak. Nowak was a position player.
Mm-hmm.
Reed was
154, 220.
So him and Gregnall are the fastest guys as of right now in slot number 4.
Yep, by far.
Slot 3, Kyle Berkshire.
Uh-oh.
Slot 4, Brandon Flynn.
Kyle's creeping his way over. We're going to see what Kyle's got against Gregnall and Reed Russell.
Yeah.
Josh Cassidy and Sean.
Oh, I'm not tired. You're tired.
Me?
I started yawning. But we're live in Hobe Sound.
Yep.
This has been a phenomenal event.
At the Polo Fields. Unbelievable facility. Perfect venue for long drive. fantastic. You got plenty of room, plenty of space to hit. You can see the ball really well. Yeah, it's just outstanding.
Yeah, I like, honestly, and I like watching balls go downwind. It's just,
It really is.
it's not fun to announce. You know, like, just imagine, like, announcing Atlantic City for the 2 years when they're hitting into like a 30-mile-per-hour headwind,
Oh, Lord,
trying to
yeah.
hit it 300 yards.
Yeah.
I think the winning drive was it 293? I think Tim Burke hit it like
Yeah,
290
he was play
yards.
driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those conditions were awful.
Yeah, that's as bad as it gets.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember watching Martin Borgmeyer hit a draw, and then it ended up cutting, you know, because the wind was so strong. It's like Borgmeyer with a nice tight draw, and it's fading into the bunker.
Yeah. Oh, I've hit in so many of those kind of conditions over the years. That was always my specialty. I loved it when the wind was like that because I could flat that ball out, man, and it was just, it would make I'd win by 20 yards. It'd make everybody so mad.
No, man. But yeah, like, it was almost impossible to keep it on the planet there. All right,
Oh,
Reed Russell,
Lord.
he is looking super
Yes, he
strong.
is.
405. Justin James, 383. Coley Billinghurst at 378. And Jeff Brumley at 340. So Reed Russell with 3 wins. And, you know, eyeball test right now. Greg Knoll, Reed Russell, Kyle Berkshire, they have looked the most impressive. And Brandon Flynn, too. Brandon's looked really good. I unfortunately, I didn't see Brandon this morning. That was the only group I wasn't here for. So I didn't get to see him hit. But
And Jeff Brumley, 340.
I like Brandon Flynn's ball flight. He hits it straight. I would say if I had to compare him to someone today, I would compare him to Greg Knoll, but just, you know, a little, 5, 6, 7 miles per hour slower potentially. Because right now we haven't seen a ball over 221, and then that was just last group with Reed Russell. So,
Reed had what, 3 balls,
yeah.
219 or 220 really.
I mean, that was, yeah. His last ball was 219.9.
Kyle Berkshire and Brandon Flynn. Gentlemen, that grid is clear. Fire away.
So, but yeah, really impressed with Greg Knoll, Berkshire. Flynn looks great the first 2 sets, and then Reed Russell looks good too. Uh-oh. Brandon Flynn, if I can remember this, Brandon ended up getting cramps back in 2020, so I don't know if he's experiencing that as of right now.
On. Yeah,
Yeah, it's his left calf muscle.
Is that his calf muscle or
Yep,
his
it's his calf
Achilles?
muscle.
Yeah,
It's his
something,
calf,
yeah.
it's his calf muscle.
All right, here we go. Oop.
Yeah. He wasn't
Yeah,
in front.
he's- yeah.
Brandon Flynn's
Yeah.
he's struggling here in slot number
Struggling,
4.
definitely. And he looks so good at the top, but when he starts that load, something's up.
His numbers are good right now, though.
Down, yeah.
He's got good numbers, but
Yeah.
that was way too low.
That's tough. I've been there.
So take a
Yeah,
peek at
Berkshire's
Berkshire.
slot 3 though. I think Kyle kind of.
See, that's the one that Kyle likes. That one.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
you
likes
can
that
tell.
one.
Yeah, you can tell.
He won't get a much.
Yeah, we're going straight out now too, so that'll help out too. That way the
Mhm.
ball won't drift out right.
Yeah.
If you hit that little hanger, little high fade,
Mhm. That's gotta suck right now. You'd see it on Brandon's face that it's affecting him. But he ended up coming in second place the time that he did have a calf injury, and I think he was up against Kyle Berkshire.
That is some great guts right there. That's some guts. He's gutting it out. You can see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
he's
doesn't
hanging
look
in
like
there.
it affects
actually
him
looks
until
pretty
after
good.
his swing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like he's already through the golf ball.
Well, what it is, you see him. He sets it really good at the top.
Yeah.
Right? It looks really good, but it's bothering him to load down. You can see it.
Yeah. I said, if you're gonna have a cramp, wouldn't you rather have it in your left leg than your right? I mean, it's like, yeah. Would you rather get punched in your face on the left side or the right side? But I think like I would rather not have it on my right leg.
I would. No, I think I agree.
Yeah.
I would definitely want it on the left leg because the right leg
Yeah.
you got to get off. That's
Yeah,
where you're
exactly.
shifting off of. Yeah, you got to have that leverage.
That might be a first. I had to think about that for a second.
That was excellent.
Common sense there. Solving problems. But yeah, Brandon Flynn still, ball speed's 212, 213, 214 as
Those are
expected.
Very good and good spin rates too.
You
They're
know,
up.
And as I said, if he can somehow get some water in his system and fight through it.
He's toughing this out. What is it?
Yeah,
Gritty performance
yeah.
from Brandon Flynn.
Yeah, and we kind of said it with him and Greg Knoll. It's a very similar ball flight, but like 5 or 6 miles per hour slower.
5 or 6 miles per hour forward. Yep. Kyle is ever the technician, isn't he?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's cruising. He's cruising.
I love it. I love a scientist. I love a mad scientist at
Yep.
work. Like, it's
Yep.
so much fun to watch.
So Kyle,
He thinks outside the box so well. I
Yep.
just I love just one of my favorite people to talk to in the sport is listen to his analysis of what he does,
Yeah.
and how he does it.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
And Sean Johnson in slot 4. On deck to start set 4 will be Bryce Verplank. Scotty Perry.
I'll tell you what, folks, we got one heck of a match going on right now. The numbers are looking really good, but the wind is, while it's blowing, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
No,
it's
it
kinda-
just died off quite a bit.
Let's go to see if there's any questions here on. Dano White must have the record in Albuquerque. He said, all right, so Blankhorn said that Lorette went 10 for 10 in Albuquerque.
No, he went 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, 440 average. I remember the first time I hit in Albuquerque at an event at Sandia, and I didn't know that we were like 6,000 feet above sea level. So I'm like, I got a walkie-talkie and I got a volunteer, watching the approach shot, and and I'm like, how far out do I have? And they're like saying some number like 110. I'm like, no, that'd be a 430-yard drive. And they're like, you're at 6,000 feet above sea level.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Kyle Berkshire, Gregnall. Wow. This is the tightest group so far, but Gregnall, 415 yards. Kyle Berkshire, 401. Brandon Flynn, 400. And Steve Coyce, 399.
So bad for Steve Coyce. He finally got it figured out. He finishes that
last
group
with 399. So Flynn practically on one leg going 400.
What a performance!
And
This is
Kyle
getting
ended up going
outstanding.
400. Yeah.
This is getting outstanding.
Ryan Gregnall, 415. He's looking tough. He's looking so
really.
tough.
I think he just merged as the favorite.
I'm gonna
I think
say
him and
not
Brandon-
yet
him and Brandon.
because Kyle hasn't stepped on the gas yet.
Well, he's about to step in slot 4 next, so we're gonna find out what he's got.
He hasn't stepped on the gas yet. He is conserving energy. I can feel it. Because when you start seeing Kyle recoil, that's when you know he's going full throttle. So
That's
right now
true.
we got Sean Johnson here in slot number 4, who hit really well on Mesquite, who made the final 8. We just hadn't seen him that much, and he was putting up 216, 217, 218 ball speed.
Well,
And
he ought to have good balance. He's got the Athlon shoes on.
Yes.
Most popular shoe in long drive
Yes.
by far.
Yep. The new Jordan lows, the Jordan 1s, they have kind of like a circular type of pattern.
in the arch?
For the
sole.
For the sole, yeah.
Also,
So Bryce Verplank here in slot number 2, Ryan Reeves back in 1, and Josh Cassidy. It has got quiet here, and that because that's the wind. It's pretty much died down.
it really has.
So you're going to see the
no
numbers.
wind at all.
You're going to see the numbers.
Just
drop
a little
slightly.
breath every now and then to move the flag and
Yeah.
shake it. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the numbers are definitely going to come down. I would love to
152.
see. That's great and everything, but it's not any good if you're not going to hit it and play.
Mm.
I would love to see his swing arc be wider and fuller. His hands are too close to his body. His arms are bent. They need to be extended more, especially through impact. Yeah.
Big ball here. 150, 218. That's the highest smash factor that we've seen so far in this slot, I think. Pretty much. That's not bad. That's probably a 147 smash, 46.
No, 218. That wouldn't be 47, would it?
Well, it would be 220.
That'd be 28. Yeah.
225 would be 150.
Yeah, spin rate was a little low on that too. Launch
you're
angle,
like
yeah.
146.
No, see how he's loaded up on his back leg? See how bad that is? He never gets any width to his arc because he's already got so much loaded up. He's got to stand taller so that his arms swing freer away from his body and he gets extension going back.
It was the second ball, or the last one.
And see, that's the same thing with Cassidy. Watch Cassidy swing. When his swing arc, he doesn't get wide on the way back, and he picks it up a little early. That's when he struggles with his direction. You got to have width going back. Otherwise, your arms are bent and your attack angle into the ball is going to be inconsistent, and your club head's not going to be traveling through the impact zone long enough to be square. The odds of you actually being square at impact are going to be really slim if you're not in the hitting zone for a longer period of time. The angle of attack, it can't be too steep.
All right, we're going to get an update here on that last group. Sean Johnson, Josh Cassidy, Scotty Perriman, and Bryce for blank. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Ryan Riesback.
We're about to find out why Justin James balls. Because his swing looks fast and everything. Why he's not getting the numbers yet.
It's height. I know it is. I know.
I
don't know if it's
guarantee
his
it's
dad
going
or
to be
Jay-Z.
height and spin rate. It's
Yep.
going to be height and spin
Yep.
rate.
I said I know that.
I bet both of them are just a touch low
Yep.
because he
Yep.
looks really good
yes,
right now.
he does. Still waiting on some numbers here.
Oh, look, he's back to the Athlon shoes.
Yeah. Still waiting on an update here for the last group.
All right, so what we've got here, we got coming up, we got JJ, we got Scotty Pierman,
Price for Plank. And
yeah, Verplank over there. Who's going to be in slot 3 here? We don't know yet. Let's see. Brandon Flynn, we're looking for him right now.
Hopefully.
Oh, man, this could be a good set then. This could be a really good set.
I just hope that Brandon's going to be able to get through it. We don't see Brandon Flynn as of right now. I know that he was having bad cramps, and I don't know really has too much time to recover. Sean Johnson wins that set. 385.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Cassidy ended up taking second.
Yep. Those are some really good numbers, though. 'Cause this
Yeah, the wind
just
died down.
dropped
Yep,
off.
yep.
I mean, it literally, and you know how it is down here, man. The air's thick,
Yep.
and without a breath of air, without breath of wind to cut that humidity, the ball just not going to go.
No.
Brandon Flynn to the tee. Brandon Flynn to the tee.
I think he's in trouble.
Yeah.
We
I
may
mean,
have a WD here. I hope
Yeah.
not, because he was definitely in pain that last set.
no, he yeah. Like I said, I watched him in 2 sets at the end of a tournament where he came in second place. I believe to either Kyle or Justin James, where he had a bad cramp and he might. I hope he doesn't have to withdraw, but he's running. Yeah, that's a good thing.
That's a good sign. Yeah.
You know.
All right, here he goes. Here he goes. Excellent, excellent. Because he's hitting it so good. You hate seeing him pull out right now because he's right there, man.
No,
he's right there.
striking it well.
The other players $100 each for making them wait.
Nice comment.
He's
nice to share.
chugging
That was great.
Pedialyte.
Yeah, Pedialyte.
Yeah,
God, how much of that did we drink back in the day? Huh?
too much.
Oh, we did. We really did.
Was that and
I remember Dustin, Merrill, and Steve McGann. They showed like a case of it.
Yeah.
You know,
All right,
they would show up at the events in St. Louis and the humidity. You know, they show up with a case of Pedialyte. It was hysterical.
for me, I never got accustomed to like the aftertaste.
And Justin James. Gentlemen, that grid is clear. Fire away.
All right, here we go. We get you some big numbers here. We got a lot of heavy swingers.
Wind is straight downwind, but it's 3, 4, or 5 miles per hour. There's not much.
Yeah, it's hardly moving.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got our first numbers from JJ. We're finding
Miss.
out what's going on.
151
Oh,
club
there we
speed. It was
go.
a miss
There
hit.
we go. That's outstanding. That
Yep.
is outstanding.
So
Spin rate,
115,
22, see?
1,500
Yep.
or 115 feet in
Yep,
the air.
yeah, too low launch angle,
Too low.
9.2. That's exactly what's going on. That's why his
Yep,
numbers
yeah,
are so bad.
that makes sense.
Mm.
207,
Mm-hmm.
152.9.
2.9. Yeah, I told you he was swinging fast, didn't I?
I mean, I know. You're the wrong person to ask. Should he tee it up higher? I mean, that's pretty low. I mean, I know that he normally doesn't tee it up that much.
That
but-
is low. That is low. I think my ball's up that high now, or a little bit higher. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's low.
All right, so JJ 220 ball speed. That's his fastest ball of the thing. And now here he is, 185 feet in the air. I'm liking that. No
There we
spin.
go, yeah.
No spin
Launch
at
angle
all.
15.3, but the spin was low.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the spin even at that launch angle at 15. I'd love to see you spin at 22, 23 at least. At least.
Justin looks so strong.
He does, doesn't he?
Yes.
Oh my
He
word,
looks like
he
a
looks
stud.
explosive.
He looks great.
I mean, he
So-
just looks fantastic right now. This is just not matching the ball flight.
Say miss it, yeah, 89 feet in the air. So like I said, JJ right now just working on.
The spin rates are
Right.
just down. They're just too low.
Take care, cramps. 1 tablespoon of mustard. He needs to chug the mustard. Brandon does.
Oh, that looked good. Did you see how high
Ooh.
he got on that set? He got up high, had a little
223.3.
momentary power pause. That
Yep.
was nasty.
This is
That
the
was nasty.
fastest ball that was hit. I mean, like, you're looking at these numbers. You got to love them. I mean, but yeah, 1,600, 157 feet in the air, launch 12.
That's great for Mesquite.
Yep, yep, it is. It is. Those are monster numbers in Mesquite. And like I said, we missed him there. Justin saying that he loves everybody. Justin can hear us.
Oh my God, does he look good?
JJ looks good. That was 223 right there, 153. So that
This is just out. Oh, there we go. Launch 15. That's
Yep.
right. There we go.
There we go. So
Now
I
we're
guess
talking. Still a little
yeah,
low on the spin rate, but still the height, launch, look good.
if these balls are in play, those are big
They gotta
numbers
be
from
huge.
Justin
He looks
James.
fantastic
Yep.
up there.
JJ, he's been the fastest in that slot as of right now. So
JJ, that's the fastest we've had in that slot all day. That was outstanding swinging, buddy. Huh?
you got it up. The last ball was
The last
15.
one was up. The others were down a little
Stop.
low, though.
Yeah. So like I said,
The
JJ's
spin rate was down a little bit too much for this wind, too.
like you said, Justin is extremely talented at making adjustments on the fly, and and I guess that is the one good thing you can talk about having a TrackMan or a quad on the tee box. I mean, would you like hitting one of those things on there? I mean, do you?
I actually think I would now.
Yeah.
I used to not back in the day because I just shouldn't really understand enough about the information. But now that I understand the information better, I know what I would want, based on what the conditions are. Yeah, I would think, I definitely think it would help.
So, and like I said, you kind of guessed it. His spin rates were going to be down and his launch was low, and he just wasn't hitting it high enough, because, Justin he was consistently the fastest in that slot so far.
Yep.
Even Greg Knoll, I don't even think Greg Knoll went 220 in that slot. JJ went 230, 223 multiple times. And, I mean, based off of just looking at this number, if that ball was in play, that is a bomb. I mean, with this one, I still think that he could probably get close to 400 yards. Bryce Verplank with the first number in at 379, Scotty Pierman at 385, Brandon Flynn at 371, and Justin James at 403.
There we go. Boom. There we go.
JJ's going to figure it out.
Yeah, I told you right now he's getting it dialed in.
Yep. So
that just looked. I watched him. It's funny. They start on one, they come toward us, right?
Yep.
And you can see him every mat. He was approaching the swing. The swing looked fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The speed was up, and he was just walking it, figuring it out as he went.
Yep.
Watching, you can see those wheels are turning. It was just great work by JJ right there. Great work.
We haven't seen Kyle hit yet in slot number 4, but he has been the most impressive all day. In slot 4 that we've seen, and I've seen every group besides, the first group out of the blocks this morning.
Right.
Group of 15, 16 hitters.
I'm really anxious to see Coyce in the slot right now. Really anxious. This is going to be good here.
All right, so I said this grid sets up perfect for Josh Koch. And like I said, for me, I'd like to see him around 214, 215 ball speed.
Oh, that looked good right there. That looked really good.
No marks as of right now from Josh Koch. It didn't read on that
Maybe
first
set
one.
up a little too far left for the monitor to pick it up. It looks like he is a little left of the monitor. See, you see his balls. He's more toward the center of the mat.
Yeah. And it makes sense because, even though it might be a yard, he wants to have more of the grid to work with. I know it sounds stupid, but Ryan Gregnall hit one today 2 inches out. So, you set up a little bit closer to the left side of that mat.
I agree. I agree 100%.
That ball that's out at 2 inches is in where he's standing. So, and that's why we're not getting the ball speed numbers.
He's off from the monitor.
Yep.
Oh, he looks really good right now, man. All that stuff I talk about, how you want to keep the left shoulder down, you want to cover the ball. He's doing it all right, man. It looks really good right now. This looks outstanding.
Yeah, he looks healthy.
He really does.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah. So we have Stephen Coyce in slot number 1, Cody Billinghurst in slot number 2, Sean Johnson in 3, and Josh Koch in slot number 4. And Cody Billinghurst, I said ton of energy. He's kept the same energy for the last 3 days.
He hasn't dropped off at all. That's impressive.
Looks great. And he's 32, he said yesterday.
Wow.
My guess, I would have been like he's like 23 or 24.
Yeah, well, that's amazing to watch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Pulled it left.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was outstanding.
So once again, we don't have the live scoring up.
So great numbers from Coach. Gosh, great numbers.
don't know if Koch got a number on the board as of yet.
He's got to have one. I mean, those first 4 swings look great.
Yep.
I think the last 2 he just didn't get what he wanted. I think he's got to have a good number up there. I mean, those first 4 swings look too good to not have at least one good ball out there.
Coming to the tee now for their 4th set. In slot 1, Jeff Brumley. Slot 2,
Looks like the wind's picking back up a little bit now. The flags are moving now.
Yep.
in slot 4,
So this will be good for Josh Cassidy because Josh Cassidy is a high ball hitter.
Mm-hmm. And
Greg
Greg Knoll. Yep.
Reed Russell.
This could get interesting.
Greg Knoll looks really good.
This
He's gotten
could get
stronger and
interesting right
stronger and
here.
Stronger.
Yeah, now the wind's starting to pick up. Look at the flags. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
moving now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we might see our first 420.
We might get 420, baby. This is going to be so cool.
All right, here we go. Stephen Coyce, 387. Cody Billinghurst. We're waiting here for the number.
Coyce is had a bit of hard luck. I mean, he's just the
Consistent
round he's
as
really
well.
hit it good. He had, hitting against the best of the best, and but he's actually hitting the ball really well right now.
Yep, Cody Billinghurst, 397. 375 from Sean Johnson. Josh Koch, 381. So Cody Billinghurst,
Wow.
the amateur turned professional, takes down the set.
The newbie.
When you win a set, you get those 200 points.
Yeah,
that is humongous in
That
a
is
bracket
so-
of 16
in
hitters.
5 rounds, yeah.
Yep,
yeah,
that's
that
big.
That is really big.
You know,
397
so that's a big set for Cody Billinghurst.
Josh Koch, 381, and Sean Johnson, 375.
So Coyce will take second, Koch will take third, Sean Johnson will take fourth. We have 2 more groups in this round. In the third round, once the next 2 groups are over, we will give you an update of the point total. Reed Russell looking phenomenal today.
It really, really is. It really
Greg
is.
Knoll.
Oh.
All right, Cassidy,
Watch.
149, 214.8.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good numbers. Watch Will Hogue. Watch Will Hogue. Watch Will Hogue right now. Watch him. He'll get his hands up really high. He'll set them like I was talking about. That little soft set at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, he goes after it. He's Will's dialing it up now. He's starting to feel it.
He looks so, like you said, he looks so comfortable.
He really does, yeah.
Will looks awesome.
That one is a little short on his turn.
Cassidy,
See?
215.
Again, Cassidy. Notice his hands aren't high.
Yeah.
He's a little flat and short. If his hands are higher and more upright,
Mm-hmm.
those balls are just enormous. You see it all the time.
Yeah, and Josh doesn't have to force the ball, try to hit it high. He just naturally hits it really high. That's 170 feet in the air. He's between, every shot so far has been, 170, 180 feet for him, which is ideal. Miss hit, 06.
He's so close. He's just not
That was the
quite
fastest
there.
club speed of the day, 150 miles per hour of the three balls that we've seen. Height 171. He went back to back 171 feet. So
Wow.
he's got his height dialed in. Greg Knoll looks nice and composed as well.
Yeah,
Greg Knoll just looks.
He is so feeling it right now.
Yeah.
I was talking to his wife earlier, and she was saying he's hitting as good as he's hit it in a long time.
Cassidy looking down that left side. Those are good numbers. 150.6 club speed, ball speed 216.2, spin rate 2,800.
Really good. Yeah.
Height. I mean, Cassidy has been extremely consistent on the height.
Yeah,
of
he
his
really
ball.
has.
Now it's just trying to find the center of the club face. He does make a equipment change here with 2 balls to go.
We're going to see something right here, I bet. Let's see. I think the heat's starting to get some of these guys.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Everybody's starting to look a little bit weathered, or a little tired right
it
now.
is,
Everybody.
well,
They're
like I
breathing
said,
harder,
Will,
except
Will
Greg
looks
Knoll.
good. Will look like that one.
Except Greg Knoll. Greg Knoll looks relaxed.
Greg Knoll.
There it is. There it is. I think Cassidy did his last ball.
Oh, they're going back too.
Yep. I think
I
Cassidy
see
last
a
ball.
gentleman in a white shirt walking backwards.
Oh,
And
he's
right
gonna
now,
be
like I
good.
said, with this win, I wouldn't be surprised.
Good spin rates. Oh
Wouldn't
yeah.
be surprised if we see a 410, 415 ball.
Yeah. Yep.
Next
Yeah.
in the two, finishing off set four, Nick Warbeck in slot one. Ryan Reesbeck in slot two. Reed Russell in slot three. Kyle Berkshire in slot four. On deck to get us started in the fifth and final set of this group of 16 will be Jeff Brumley.
435, yeah. Love that grid, baby.
Yeah, I love it.
Mesquite's my jam.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Diamond encrusted. This is crystal.
There we go.
And this is from the Malaysian mountains of Perugia.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Senior Mobley.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very
You
much.
can put
I
that in your
appreciate
trophy
it.
case of hundreds of trophies. You said you have like how many wins? Like 40 something wins?
I'm one shy of 40 right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My wife lets me display
Thanks,
like 3
Zach.
trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3. My 2 globes from the Remax era, and it was, I forget which one it was. I think it was like when I won this event up in Canada. It was like a really cool golfer,
Yeah.
thing. Those are the only 3 she lets me put out.
Will Hogue 390, Greg Knoll 396, Cassidy 388, Jeff Brumley 375. So Greg Knoll takes first, Will Hogue second, Cassidy third, Jeff Brumley. This is the last group of hitters in the third set. So we'll have a leaderboard here. I know that Berkshire is at 400 points right now.
No, this is the last group of hitters in the 4th set.
This is set number 4. That is right. Yeah. So yeah, this is the 4th set. I apologize. Kyle Berkshire, 152 miles per hour, 217 ball speed.
Mm-hmm.
Said he was focusing on his ball speed being 2,500.
Spin rate, yeah, he went a spin rate 25, 2600. Talking to
Fastest
Bobby
ball
earlier,
I've seen
yeah.
so far on the tee box.
Yeah,
You
225.
know,
Here we go.
no surprise. It's Justin
Not a
James
bit.
and Kyle Berkshire.
Yep, no surprise at all.
225 Kyle Berkshire ball speed.
Mm-hmm.
And
15-degree launch, that's outstanding.
Yep. Kyle just needs to find the grid here. He's
Oh, he's so close. You can see it. See it in his face.
Yeah.
People don't realize how difficult it is to, when you're swinging that fast,
Yep.
How perfect impact has to be.
Yep.
To put it in a 40-yard, 50-yard wide grid. I mean, the angles have to be so perfect.
So Kyle asking for it to turn over, and it said it. He hasn't hit in this slot yet. He's hit 5. Was it 4? They had 5 sets. Oh, double elimination. He had 3 sets in slot number 1 to start off the tournament because he kept winning. And this is the first time he's hit in slot 4. And I feel like slot 4 has been a disadvantage. Just you'd rather be in slot 1 and slot 2. But those last numbers from Berkshire, the ones that exactly what he's looking for. Club speed 153, ball speed 225,
Oh,
spin rate
wow.
2600.
Oh, wow.
And Kyle hit that last one 200 feet in the air.
That one
That one-
sounded different, didn't it?
That was right at 155 miles per hour. I mean, you're looking at the best in the business, just
absolutely-
absolutely floating right now. And I said, I honestly don't think he's stepping on the gas yet. And he's making it. He doesn't look like he's putting that much effort into it.
Well, that's the best part.
Yep.
That is the best part.
He's conserving energy at 225 mile per hour ball speed.
When you are that comfortable and relaxed, you can get those kind of your maximum numbers, and it doesn't feel like you're trying. It literally doesn't.
Ooh, that's the first time he had a big recoil. Right at 155 mile per hour club speed. But that was I said a lower ball speed at 218. Spun it a little bit, but he was
Definitely
consistently right around 170 feet in the air. But I'm curious to see the ball that he yelled at that went 200 feet in the air. How far that one went.
Mike in slot 3 and Nick Warbeck in slot 4. On deck, Cody Billinghurst, Ryan Gregno, Ryan Reesbeck, and Scotty Pearman.
The Kyle right now has been the fastest in that
Absolutely.
slot. And it said Justin James was second. Ryan
to see.
Gregno might have been 3rd or 4th. Yeah, because Gregno I don't think went 220. He was like 219, and then Reed Russell was in the 220s. So, and with that golf ball, that's flying. I mean, now Kyle hit 225 multiple times in that set. So it's really nice for us to have the TrackMan data in front of us.
Yeah, it really
Still-
makes a difference. I mean, when you look at the two between Justin and Kyle, their ball speeds were Kyle was a little better in both club head speed and ball speed, but the most important category for Kyle was his spin rates. The
Yep.
launch angles were a little higher.
Yep.
Justin only had that last ball that
One-
got up in that 15.
15, and it was 190 as
Yeah.
far as his feet in the air. So I'm curious to see if that 200 foot shot from Kyle is going to win that set.
I would think that 180 to 200 is the height you want right now, and you definitely. I think Kyle had it figured out. You want it in that 2600,
Yeah.
2600,
Yep.
just above 2500 at those ball speeds.
Yep. And I'll just say it again. Yeah, I asked him 2 questions on the range right before we came out here, and he goes, "I'm just looking at the ball speed, but I want to spin it 2,500 or more." That's what he wanted to do. That was his game plan. So right now, the first number that we have on the board is Ryan Riesbeck at 375 points or yards. Nick Borbeck at 371. Now we're waiting on Reed Russell here. So Reed, and that's it.
Kyle got
Psychologically,
four.
he doesn't
Kyle got
really.
4, I bet you.
Yeah. Reed Russell 380. He's probably gonna not go full throttle. Kyle at 385.
Oh,
we're
really?
we're looking at and we can't. We're calling from the side here. So the wind is now blowing hard, but it's a little left to right.
Yeah.
But if there's a little bit of a turnover, if Kyle just hit a draw into that cut wind, I mean, it's not going to go as far.
No. Well, the wind just all of a sudden blew. I mean, this is weird. This is the hardest it's blown all day.
Yep. And then we're looking at, I said.
I'm liking those for 1 and 2 slots right now, big time.
Yep. Because it is left to right. We're downwind, but it's a little left to right.
This, Brumley and Coy,
All right, so we're going to go to
the
the
winner of
leaderboard
this
here.
set, the winner of this set, it gives them, all 4 of these guys have to win this set. So whoever wins this set has a chance of making it because they're all
All right.
in the bubble.
Greg Nall's in. Berkshire's in. Justin James is in. Reed Russell's in. Will Hogue is in. If you're going to say a bubble guy, Brandon Flynn is at 475. Sean Johnson's at 450. Cassidy is at 350, and so does Cody Billinghurst. So that was a huge win for Cody Billinghurst last group. Right now, the only guy that really has a chance of getting in is Josh Koch. I just don't think that Scotty can squeak in there if he wins, because 450 is going to be a number that's going to get there. I mean, 400 could potentially be the bubble. So Koch would have to win. I think a lot of things would have to go right because he would be going up against probably who's Koch going up against? Oh, Josh Cassidy, Josh Koch, Justin James, and Kyle Berkshire.
Yeah.
So Koch is going to need a couple things to go right for him in order to get in. Because, 350 is the bubble right now, and there's 2 guys on the bubble.
Do any 4 of these, any one of these 4 have a chance?
No. Well, let me see here. Jeff Brumley, Stephen Coyce.
Of course, you got to have at least 200.
The outside shot is potentially a 400. I mean, if Cassidy goes OB, Billinghurst goes OB, and Koch comes in second, Nick Vorback could get in with a 400 pointer. So there's some outside chances, but highly unlikely that 400 is going to get in. So Vorback, if he wins this set, he would need Cassidy to come in 4th. He would need Billinghurst to come in 4th. And does Billinghurst and Cassidy match up? No. There's a possibility. 400 might get in.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. And Scotty Perriman is at 200 as well. So, but if Cassidy takes second place and Billinghurst takes second place, the only guy that could be caught or that could catch him is Josh Koch. And Josh Koch would have to win his set against Kyle Berkshire, Justin James, and Josh Cassidy. He's done it before. He's won multiple tour events. But those dudes are moving it. But like I said, I've always liked Josh Koch's ball flight in this type of setup.
I
And
agree.
Cassidy. Hits it high. It's a little cut. All right, so the only guy that can mathematically get in right now
Where
I am a gambling man.
where does Scotty Perriman and Riesbeck stand right now?
Riesbeck's at 175 points. Coyce is at 175.
What's Scotty at?
Scotty Perriman's at 200.
200?
Yeah.
All right, so Scotty needs to win this to have a prayer.
Yeah. But if Stephen Coyce wins the set and everybody goes OB, everybody in the tournament goes OB, he's in. 375 points. Everybody goes OB.
No kidding.
Yeah. So he needs Cassidy to go OB, Billinghurst, Koch. Well, Koch could take second. And everybody else goes OB.
Everybody else goes OB. That's hysterical. All right, so we got 2.5 minutes, 6 balls, and we got our 50-yard wide grid on a dead flat Florida terrain.
Yep.
Got to fly at a minimum 350, which I think no problem right now. Everybody's pretty much, this grouping now is going to handle that. I'll tell you what.
All right. At Blinkhorn Saints, he in his set, definitely Lorette went 10 for 10.
Oh, he did not. No, he did not. He went 8 out of 10. I was there. I saw it. 10 for 10? He could have gone 10 for 10. I don't ever want to doubt Kevin Blankhorn. He's just one of those, his head is full of like useless facts, you know, and he's always right on the facts.
Have you ever shook his hand? He'd just crush your hand. He'd break your hand in half.
He does, yeah. Yeah. I love it. He should be like a Jeopardy contestant, you know.
He's a man.
Going on at the back of the grid. There's a championship polo match going on this afternoon.
All right, yeah, how about that?
Yeah, there's a polo match.
Steve Coyce coming in 390 yards.
Ooh, Coyce at 390.
Nick Borda 381. Bryce Raplank 374 and Jeff Brumley 362.
All right, Stephen Coyce.
On the tee now for their fifth set, Cody Billinghurst, Ryan Gregnall, Ryan Riesbeck, and Scotty Pearman.
Oh, here we go.
It is clear. Fire away.
So if Coyce needs Cassidy to come in, he needs everybody to go OB.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, Cody Billinghurst. This is a huge set for him because if Cody Billinghurst takes second or better, if he wins, he's in. He comes in second, he will be on the bubble at 450 points. The only guy that could tie him would be Josh Koch if Josh Koch wins the set against Kyle Berkshire, Ryan Gregnall, and Justin James. Stout.
Well, Scotty's got some good solid club head speed. I love the fact that he's consistently in the high 140s.
Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't have a drop off.
No. So there's a chance here. If Scotty Perriman wins this set, he'd have 400. He'd knock out Coyce. If Billinghurst takes fourth or third, they would be tied. So it would be on the bubble. Then it would come down to Josh Cassidy. So 97 feet. So.
Oh, the great time right now to hit it high. Great time to hit it high.
The wind has picked up. Scotty taking a peek. So Perriman still has a shot here. Still has a shot because right now, as they say, the leader in the clubhouse on the bubble is Stephen Coyce at 375 yards.
That sounded solid.
Mm-hmm. And here's the one thing I love about Gregnall. Gregnall doesn't take a set off ever. He's going to hit a good ball, you know? And as a competitor, you like to see that as well.
Absolutely.
Gregnall doesn't ever waver from his game plan. So you know what you're going to get out of him. So there isn't anybody laying off in these sets trying to conserve some energy for the final 8. So, because, at this time, if you're in at 600 points, like maybe you try to take a little off.
No.
But, Gregnall just, he goes full throttle.
Never ever do that. He'll come back and bite you.
Said Riesbeck, he said if he somehow wins this, he'd be on the bubble with Coyce. So if by chance, like Billinghurst takes 4th place and Cassidy takes 4th, I mean, you could have like an absolute log jam at 375 points.
Oh, that looked good. That looked good.
All right. We got good numbers from Scotty Perriman.
Oh, yeah. 17 he relaunch?
17 launch.
How
high did he hit it?
Man.
205 feet. Those,
and a good wind to do it on, too.
They have it at 387 carry, which is probably one of the highest carries I've seen, and we have the win with us.
Great set, Scotty.
Reed Russell in slot 3. Brandon Flynn in slot 4. On deck to finish off this set and the group of 16 will be Josh Cassidy, Josh Koch, Justin James, and Kyle Berkshire.
Oh, this is great. Oh, what a great last ball from Perriman there, man. That was awesome.
Curious to see if that one stayed in play.
I'll tell you what, I've been doing this for 35 years. That's the first. Look down the grid and see a polo match at the back.
$1 million horses.
Polo match. $1 million horses out there running around. Oh, my word. That is the first. I've seen a lot on the grid, the grid on my years, especially back in the early days, back in the 80s and 90s, you know. Man, that I've never seen horses running around the back of the grid. That's awesome.
How far do you think they are?
Oh, they're a ways.
Oh, they're 600, 800 yards?
Yeah.
8 or 9, yeah.
I mean, this facility.
Half mile?
Yeah, this facility is unbelievable.
Impeccable.
It's so nice.
Results from that last set. Scotty Perriman coming in 395 yards.
395.
Ryan Riesbeck, 382.
Ooh, Reed's back.
Ryan Bergner, 375.
Ooh.
And Cody Billinghurst, 369.
All right, so
Perriman, way to step it up.
Scotty
Scotty,
Perriman
man,
had
that
to
was
win.
clutch. You
He's
had
in.
to have it, and he did it.
Josh Cassidy, if he takes second place, he will knock out Scotty Perriman. So the only guy that can get in right now is Josh Cassidy. So the first 7 guys that are going to be in the finals: Ryan Gregnall, Kyle Berkshire, Justin James, Reed Russell, Will Hogue, Brandon Flynn, and Sean Johnson. Scott Perriman is on the bubble. Josh Cassidy is the only guy that can knock him out mathematically. And Cassidy is going to be going up against, Kyle Berkshire, Justin James, and Josh Koch. So, and you know what? Josh Koch can get in with a win as well. So, Scotty Perriman is on the bubble. If Koch, if Koch wins the set, if Cassidy takes second, Sean Johnson, Josh Cassidy, and Josh Koch would be in a playoff.
Oh,
Two
what
guys
a
would get
playoff
in
that
out of
would
the
be.
3. So
I would get a playoff.
there
I
could be a
love that
playoff.
kind of stuff.
So
that would be a hell of
so
a
there's
playoff,
some
I think.
things that can happen. So this is the fun part about the round robins is how fast things can happen late, and it can change. But there's 7 guys. Well, Sean Johnson technically still is on the bubble. He's mathematically not out of harm's way per se. But he would be in a playoff in a worst case scenario if Josh Koch wins and Josh Cassidy comes in second next set against Justin James and Kyle Berkshire, the 2 baddest dudes on the planet the last 5 years.
Hey,
You know?
hey, how hard a task is that going to be when you've got both of them on the tee at the same time, knowing how competitive they are? You know, there'll be no hold back on those 2. So you better bring out your super A game
Yep.
if you're going to try to compete on that level.
So and those guys, as of right now, they would be matching up against each other. They would be matching up against each other in the first set. So the good thing about a quarterfinal is that they take the top 2 out of the 4 hitters in the two sets. And that's what they did, in the quarters. Just JJ and Kyle just went win, down to the final heads-up match. And Kyle Berkshire ended up winning the world championship at 422 yards with Justin James at 418. And like I said, Justin is so good at making adjustments on the fly. He knows that he has to hit it higher, and he's going to make that adjustment. He's going to make the adjustment 100%. And like I said, for us, it's for me, it's hard not to. It's going to be, JJ and
You were talking.
Kyle.
You weren't paying attention. Did you see how fast Will Hogue just swung that last swing?
he looks so relaxed. I feel like he's conserved so much energy.
I think what he's doing. I think that's what he's been doing. He's been pacing himself all day.
Yeah.
That's the hardest I've seen him swing all day.
Yeah. Whenever you finally start seeing a recoil from Will, he's going after
Exactly.
it. Same thing with Kyle. Kyle.
Oh, any of them.
Yeah.
Any of the big hitters. Hell, even I do it.
Yeah.
When I recoil, then that's a good ball.
Yeah.
Points.
Yeah.
Determine if there are any ties that need to be broken, and then we'll announce the top 8 that are moving on.
That's one of the things you do look for in a long drive.
Yep.
You can know when someone hits a good ball, they get a recoil.
Yep. Oh yeah.
If you get a recoil, that's going to probably be a good ball.
Yeah. And guys that are normally getting into the sport, they bounce that shaft off the right pit, and that's when you start seeing shafts like projectiles. But I will tip my cap to Jason Oradesky. Very rarely do you see a Patterson shaft break, but back in the days, I would even have scars, like battle scars on my right hip of just like shafts exploding off it from the
Oh,
recoil.
Lord. How many have we seen break over the years?
Oh my God. I know Macho Man, you're watching. Trevor
Oh, yeah.
broke a lot of shafts, but Kyle, when he came into the sport, I would have just this kid's really talented, but I own this OEM and he's gonna break every shaft every 5 swings. And it's like, just imagine being indoors with him and you're like, oh geez, this thing is, am I gonna survive in here? But Kyle, hasn't broken a shaft in God knows how long. I haven't seen him break a shaft. As many balls as he's hit at my shop,
That's really phenomenal when you think about the club head speed that's going in there and he doesn't break a shaft.
Nope.
Oh my word.
No, because really, yeah, those guys they'll swing so hard and then they just try to, rip that shaft and it hits the hip and then they pull it back and then boom, it's like projectile. So, I think the most famous shaft break was back in the day with Wes when Wes broke it off his hip and ended up going in the
Oh, how
stands.
scary was that, man?
Jeez.
Oh,
that was
scary.
crazy, and it was so. It doesn't look fast in slow motion because when you see it in slow motion, it like hits the railing, and thank God it hit the railing, and then
No
it kind
kidding.
of grazed the guy's shoulder. But in like in regular speed, it was like that was sick how fast that thing was. So, but yeah, I remember Kyle breaking one off his hip, and it hit the announcer's booth at WinStar. It hit like literally hit the plexiglass.
Sean Johnson, 389. Will Hogue, 388. Reed Russell, no points that set.
That's bad. He's still in there, right?
He's way in, Reed Russell. Yeah. So, and that's like I said, the one thing with Reed and Colton, I feel like they're very similar hitters in speed and stuff. And it's just like, it really just comes down to accuracy. So, and I said, Reed obviously today has been great. He went through the double elimination format, went win, and looked really, really tough, the first 4 sets. And, I had his first OB set. And that's the good thing about a round robin. Is that you can have a bad set and you're not as penalized as much as double elimination setup. So, all right, right now,
this is the big set today right here.
So, all right, so this is what this could be.
Have your attention, please. Your attention,
Oh.
please. Down the right side of the grid, walking the baby. If you can hear this, you are now in the range. You are in the range.
We do have a straggler walking a infant.
Look at that.
You don't want to be out there.
So we have the first time in the history of Long Drive a timeout for a lady strolling a baby
A toddler timeout.
on the grid. Yeah, toddler timeout. She gets a penalty. If this was
I was
hockey,
giving
since
it to
there
you,
are a lot
toddler
of Canadians, yeah, she gets a 2-minute. She's in the box penalty.
Oh, no. Back in the LDA days, Art Schellinger loved to give me a toddler timeout for my attitude. I threw a few temper fits back in the day.
It happens. So my favorite was watching Mike just disintegrate 3 shafts over his knee.
Oh,
Sent the medics out to check on the grid workers. Everything's great. We're almost ready to get underway once we have the left and right side clear again.
yeah, the humidity
Yeah.
is getting brutal. The
It's
index is
hot.
in the high 90s. Got to
Yeah.
be. It is brutal right now.
So Will Hogue is a firefighter.
Grab some of those balls on your way back. That'd be great.
So Will is a firefighter. I don't know if one of the grid workers by chance is sick or hurt and what have you. So Will knows CPR. Yeah. So no idea. All right. So if you're gambling in Las Vegas right now on this, the odds are not great. But if Josh Koch and Josh Cassidy have to go. Koch has to come in first. Cassidy has to come in second in order to get
Justin James
in with. Oh, Sean Johnson's in. All right.
All righty, here we go.
All right. So Scotty Pierman's on the bubble right now. If Cassidy takes second, because Sean Johnson is at 550 now. So the Scotty Pierman is on the bubble.
Oh, Berkshire right out of the gate.
All right. Launch
Look
at
at that
13,
nasty.
22 ball speed, 222 miles per hour. 3,100 spin, 194 feet in the air.
Yeah, that's nasty. That was a big nugget.
All right, so if Koch wins the set, he knocks out Scotty Pierman. If Cassidy comes
Oh,
in
does
second,
he look good?
knocks
That's 2
him
in a
out.
row.
Ball speed 222 from Kyle Berkshire. Launch at 15. 200 feet in the air, 2,400. Those are his optimal numbers. Those are the numbers that he's looking for. Granted, it's 89 spin less than 2,500, but he'll take that all day.
Yep.
And like I said, there is 100% he will not go full throttle with this at all. There's no reason to. He's just going to take a night.
Wow, did that look good from JJ?
All right, so
Wow,
he just
did that
did.
look
And I said that, what do I know? Fastest ball of the day, Kyle Berkshire,
Yep.
227 miles per hour, 155.
Wow, look at that. 14 launch. That's insane.
Yep, 188 feet in the air. Didn't get the spin rates because Kyle actually has his TrackMan off to the left, so it's not centered up with the TrackMan that we currently have. 225 mile per hour ball speed from Kyle
Oh,
Berkshire.
my word.
World number 1.
Boy, these two are putting on a show right now.
Yeah,
Look how
JJ and
good the
slot.
swings look.
Yeah. Kyle just looks nice and relaxed too.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. Cassidy in slot 1, Josh Koch slot 2, Justin James in slot 3,
Oh, whoa,
And
whoa, whoa.
Kyle just broke. I
Kyle
don't even know if
just-
he didn't even break the shaft. The head literally, I think the glue just fell off. The cog just came off on Kyle's
yeah,
driver.
exactly.
That was weird.
And I think that was his favorite driver too.
No, he switched. He literally switched the last set. He after the second ball, he went to a backup. But the 2 fastest balls that he hit were with that last shaft.
Yeah, that last
setup.
shaft. Yeah. Here we go, right here. JJ's
He
final
still
ball.
hit it 383 yards and carry.
Oh. Oh, how nice is that? You know you're in the groove when you can switch the driver and still hit it great.
Yeah, yeah. I think that. Yeah, interested to see. Yeah, because that was the cog. That was the cog
Yeah, you
that
still
came
see
off.
the sleeve on the shaft. God bless these grid workers and spotters, man. They are out there in that heat, and it is brutal right now.
Yep.
What's the little lady's name that competes? We're in slot 1. Huh? Jesse? Kelsey? Yeah. Oh, man. Bless her heart. I mean, she has been out here all day long in this heat and humidity.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to tally up the final points, depending if there are any ties that need to be broken.
All right, so Scotty Pearman's on the bubble.
Take the top 8 and reseed them and get ready to move into the final 8.
You said Kosh had to win the set?
Koch had to win the set. Cassidy had to come in second. And if that was the case, then Cassidy and Koch would be in a playoff if they went, 1-2.
All right.
Cassidy, if he takes second, knocks out Scotty Pearman. So Pearman is on the bubble right now at 400.
I'm going to take a potty break real quick.
We'll give you the update here. We're waiting on a second. Just waiting for the numbers. Like I said, Scotty Pearman's on the bubble. And I'll be darned. Scotty Pearman made it. Cassidy ended up taking 4th. And Josh Koch ended up coming in second or third.
Was 416. It is now 423 yards from Kyle Berkshire.
Kyle Berkshire just hit the longest ball of the day at 423 yards.
Josh Koch 385 and Josh Cassidy 376.
So Scotty Pearman ended up getting in. He needed things to go his way. Josh Cassidy ended up taking 4th place. That was the only way that Scotty wasn't going to be in a playoff or get eliminated. Final 8. Greg Null, Berkshire, James, Flynn, Russell, Hogue, Johnson, and Pearman.
700, Justin James. 675, Brandon Flynn. 600, Reed Russell. Tied for 6th, Will Hogue and Sean Johnson, each with 550. And in 8th place, moving on, is Scotty Pearman with 400 points. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, get these guys reseated and set up for the final 8.
Okay, so we got 5-minute break. Ryan Gregnall, Kyle Berkshire, Justin James, Brandon Flynn, Reed Russell, Will Hogue, Sean Johnson, Scotty Pearman. Good final 8, great final 8. Sean Johnson making his second final 8 appearance this year. Gregnall, Berkshire, Justin James making his season debut, making a final 8 as well. And I said the 2 best hitters on the planet the past 5 years, Justin James and Kyle Berkshire, just sitting there right at the top with Ryan Gregnall, who's looked good all day. This grid definitely fits his iron, fits his ball flight. He hits it straight, he hits it high, and if he does hit have a little bit of movement, it's left to right, which this grid has been a little left to right now the entire week. So we have a couple-minute break. Me and Mobley will be right back, and go take a bathroom break. Go have a beer. Enjoy your Saturday. We're live in Hope Sound. We'll be right back.
Russell.
We're good. We're good. We're good. We're back. All right. Let's paint the picture. We're live. Hope Sound, PLDA, Sunshine Smash. 56 men have entered the arena of battle. 8 men survive as of right now. Let's get you to the final 8. The first group of hitters are going to be Ryan Gregnall, Brandon Flynn, Reed Russell, and Scotty Perriman. The second half of the quarterfinal will be Kyle Berkshire, Justin James, Sean Johnson, and Will Hogue. I like the fact that Kyle Berkshire is in slot number 1. He's hit the most sets in that group or in that slot, and I feel like that's the best slot to have. Ryan Gregnall's in slot 1 as well.
Bobby, let's remind everybody, now the format changes. You're only hitting against the 4 people on the tee with you. The top 2 drives will advance to the next round. Points are over. Now it's single elimination. Win or go home.
Yep. This is going to happen really fast. 8 hitters, two quarterfinals. They're taking the top 2, and then we'll have a semifinal with 4 hitters. 2 guys are going to be mano-a-mano for the championship. And we'll crown a champion here in probably less than 15 minutes. So this is my favorite part of this. I really like this format with the round robin of 16 hitters, and then anything can happen from now on. So anybody that's on this tee box right now can win a championship.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how about your boy Brandon?
He's good. Like I said, he was able to fight through it with cramps, back in 2020. So it's not like. He's been in this situation before. I was like, you never want to get cramps, but like I've seen him fight through it before. And we're cramping up sitting here, so just imagine it.
Terrible shape. Yeah, this is gonna be outstanding. We got 4 guys here, all go in the high 40s, low 50s. Gregnall's been some of the highest all day in the 52, 53. Only Berkshire and James have been faster, right?
Yes. Well, Reed Russell was the 3rd fastest. So, but like I said, Gregnall was just right at 219. 219.9, I think, was his fastest ball speed. So if we're talking about strategy, if I was looking at the hitters, 2 guys on this tee box hit it high and hit cuts. Gregnall, Brandon Flynn, slot 1 and slot 2. Reed Russell hits it really high. All these guys can hit the ball high.
All these guys hit high. They have all hit 180 today.
And
180 foot high.
We're looking at flags right now, and there's not much left to right. So someone like Scotty Perriman that does hit a high draw, it's not going to hurt him if he hits a draw.
No, this is a good situation for everybody right now. Really good situation.
Scotty Perriman's starting to move it. He's right almost a 218 mile per hour ball speed.
Consistent 148 miles an hour plus all day. 47, 48. Looks great. Looks fantastic.
Like I said, he was the 2021 PLDA Player of the Year, regular season Player of the Year, 2-time ALD World Champion.
Oh,
yeah, he knew
there
it.
You go.
Scotty knew it. He was looking at the shaft. He was kind of looking at it here, like a little crack. He was looking more towards the bottom of the club. And we kind of were just talking about that, Right now is when these guys are going full throttle, and you're going to see that really, really big recoil. So that doesn't happen as much anymore. But he ended up, breaking the shaft. So we don't have.
There it is, baby. There it is. Look at the determination on his face.
He's a gamer. He's tough.
I can't see Gregnall all the way on the plot 1.
Scotty taking a peek at us. What he doesn't know is I don't think he knows that we can't see the actual yardages.
Yeah.
Because he's looking at us for a number.
Oh, yeah.
That's then. He hit that then. You can tell. Just lift it a little bit. Yep.
Sound.
Yep.
Yeah, get about the sound.
Yep.
I can't
So that
see.
ball speed was 210 there. It was a good launch and good height. Just like I said, just little smidge low on the club face.
That looked good on Brandon. Did you see that?
Yep.
That looked really good. Oh.
But yeah, Scotty's feeling it right now. He's got to really be liking these numbers, and he hits the ball high. He doesn't
I
have
can't
to force it either.
I can't tell with Gregnall. I can't get any reaction or anything. I can't really see what's going on.
I heard a little crack.
Reed, I don't think Reed's got one in.
like I said, the one thing with Reed is just just keeping that dispersion tighter, which he's done a much better job at this event. Hitting a lot of balls in play. But last set he did go OB. Reed Russell likes his last ball. You got a reaction at him too. So you have 4 guys that can bang. They can hit it hard.
Absolutely, absolutely. I
So-
don't think Greg don't like any of those balls though.
Group of 4, Kyle Berkshire in slot 3.
Jesse Pedersen equipment's flying around like a beach ball at a Nickelback concert.
In slot 4.
I think we might.
2 finishers from each of these groups move on to the final 4.
All right, I'm gonna go early call on this right here. Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Will Hogue does something special right now.
He's been a stud his entire long drive career.
And I've been watching him, just kind of quietly watching him all day, and I have watched him every single round improve.
Yep.
You can just see a difference, and he looks so relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
He has been pacing himself, and I think he is peaking. He peaked last round. I think he's peaking. He's ready to go now.
You don't mind if I cut in for a moment?
Yeah.
So Will's actually got an interesting rookie story. Will started, I can't remember the year. I want to say it was 2011, 2012. But I met him at a regional in Greensboro, North Carolina,
Yeah.
where both me and the mad scientist Bobby Peterson beat him. And he was clearly faster than we were. He just didn't know how to hit a golf ball.
Right.
So he come to us after the event, and he was mad as all get out. Like, how in the world did you beat me? And my dad's like, you suck at golf. So that night, they changed their flight, came to the OSPS, and worked for probably 6 hours that night.
Wow.
And that's how he got in the long drive.
That's an outstanding story, Robbie. That is outstanding. I remember that. I was around back then. You hear that?
Scotty Perriman, Reed Russell, 397
Outstanding.
and 395.
Outstanding
and
numbers, too.
Brandon Flynn and Ryan Gregnall were in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. I told you, Greg Nall did not like he liked any of his
No.
balls. I didn't say one of them. He did not like he liked any of them.
So, yeah, Will, I remember when I first saw Will getting in, you just tell he was really fast. He just couldn't get the ball off the ground. He was hitting it like 60 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
But, and the Kyle yelling out his first ball. JJ just slipped. He is fine. Okay, JJ slipped, but he's fine. Yep, JJ's fine.
Oh,
And Will, I said, Will's beat everybody on the planet, So, he's been in these situations so many times. He's had so many wins. He is accustomed to winning lawn drive events.
Yep.
So,
And like I told you before, you saw what happened right there with Greg Nall. He's out. There's a knack to winning.
yep.
And winning multiple times, it is really, really an advantage.
Mm-hmm. I really like Sean Johnson. He's been super consistent, and like I said, he's made. This is his second tournament, and he's made a final 8. So he talked about some of the things in his swing.
Sean Johnson's leaving so many yards on the grid right now. It's a joke.
Some flaws that he's
Oh,
missing out
my
on, and
word.
he's still getting into a
Look at the
final 8,
numbers
which
he's
shows his
getting.
talent.
Yeah, I know it.
So
I mean, there's so much work to do there that could really be impressive.
So once again, Reed Russell and Scotty Perriman ended up winning the top half of the quarterfinals. So they're going to be in the semifinals. You got Kyle
Jason hurt
Berkshire.
himself?
Justin James is fine. He slipped on that first ball, like his right foot after he swung.
Okay.
So Will Hogue with a miss hit here. But yeah, Will's sitting right around 146, 147. Now,
Yeah, I told
yeah,
you.
JJ
hurt
with a hip.
himself.
Look,
When
like
he
a hip.
fell, he
Yep,
hurt
now
himself.
you can see it. JJ's laboring slightly with that right hip.
Berkshire's looking outstanding. Yeah, JJ's hurting, man. Look at that.
Yep,
That's
JJ
not
with a
good.
little bit of a limp here.
Yeah, I hope he didn't tear anything. That does not look good.
Oh, he's limping. Yeah, I'm not liking that.
I don't like it at all.
No. Because he got up right away after the first swing. He looked fine. It might have taken a second or two.
It reminded me a little bit. It reminded me a little bit
Gregnall.
of Greg Nall.
Yeah.
You know?
It's more that right
yeah,
hip.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah.
Uh-oh. All right, so we're going to wait on some numbers here. Justin James is obviously laboring. He just went down to his knee here. It's his right hip. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Maybe his back.
Will likes it. Will was expecting big numbers. I think we got some good numbers out of Will. And of course, the wild card. Here's the kid, the new kid.
All right, so we're waiting once again. Unfortunately, we tried to have the live scoring worked for a few sets, but we weren't able to see ball by ball. So we apologize for not giving you like live up to date yardages.
Hope JJ's okay, man.
Yeah.
I hope Justin went down pretty hard. I think it didn't look good. Like he's hobbling pretty bad.
All right, so Kyle Berkshire
Well, I hope it's
looks
just
like he
cramp.
ended up winning that set, and who is the Sean Johnson is standing.
Johnson, the wild card, yep.
Yep.
So Hogue didn't do it. He didn't pull it off. What did Johnson hit it?
We haven't got yardages back yet. All right.
Nice.
So,
What did Hogue hit it?
here we go. Kyle Berkshire. It looks like Justin James actually is in. All right. So look at
No
Kyle
kidding.
Berkshire 406, Justin James 399, Sean Johnson 395, and Will Hogue 375.
Wow, what a gutty performance from Justin James.
And it was kind of the same thing with Justin. You didn't see him labor until after the swing. So the same thing with Brandon Flynn. Brandon Flynn, even though like he was having a cramp in that left calf, he was still able to get through the golf ball, and then it looked like he was laboring after the swing. So Justin literally has absolutely no time to recover or stretch. I mean, hopefully, like I said,
Yeah, that's outstanding.
I just hope that Justin doesn't hurt himself
What's that?
any further. But Kyle Berkshire with the longest ball of the quarterfinals at 406. Justin James, 2017 world champion at
Kyle's
399.
got the longest ball of the day, too, at 422, doesn't he?
Kyle has the longest ball of the day. I believe it was 423 yards.
23, yeah.
Yep.
So another outstanding performance from Berkshire.
Yep. But Kyle is looked good. I mean, I thought he was going to take a little bit off after the first couple balls because he switched to that other shaft, and then he went 227 the next ball after that.
Well, that was what I said. Anytime you can, lose a driver like that you're hitting well,
Yeah.
and then pick up the next club and stripe it like that, and hit it as well as that's you're dialed in, dude.
Yep.
You're dialed in. That's right. That is one of my favorite things when I'm competing is to be able to just go from change clubs and just try different things, and everything's great.
Yep.
You hit everything great, and Kyle Berkshire's right there, man. That's outstanding.
And there's so much tragedy that goes into this. I said tip of the cap to his coach. Said it is Bobby Peterson, but they have a game plan throughout the entire tournament, what clubs he wants to use. In the beginning of an event, and then saving certain heads for later on. I mean, there is a science to this. And and like you said, once again, Cobra has done a great job over the last 7-8 months making modifications to the new heads because Kyle came in with a couple prototypes where those heads didn't last very long.
He destroyed them.
They were blowing up, and that was one of the problems at the World Championships that we were kind of nervous about.
Yeah.
It's like, well, who are we going to pick to win? Because we didn't want to say like, oh, Kyle is hitting the ball good, but the equipment isn't lasting as long as it probably should, so he might be losing some confidence. But Cobra's done a really, really good job
Here we go.
of making modifications to those heads where these heads are getting a ton of hits on them. Like I remember
Giddy
Kyle
up.
said he's getting 1,000
up.
hits on it where the head's staying up. So
Here we go.
All right,
and
so we
we
got
have
Reed
started
Russell.
in the semifinals here.
Reed Russell, slot 1, Justin James in slot number 2, Scotty Perriman in 3, Kyle Berkshire,
Boy, this
current
is
number
gonna get
1,
interesting.
slot 4. So
And the
Kyle-
wind is straight down, so what little bit there is, so it's not going to be a factor. The wind is not a factor, so this is just going to be mano a mano. Hit your best ball and see what you've got.
You talked about energy on the tee box. I can kind of feel the energy being tense right now.
Mhm,
You
I
can
do.
feel a little
Don't you
bit.
feel
You
that?
said I feel it just like you feel it.
I totally.
I don't think
feel it, yeah.
anybody's got a ball on the board yet.
I totally feel it.
JJ looks like
Oh,
that looked better.
That did.
The finish, he didn't
That
have like
did.
he had the recoil, but didn't have like a limper.
That is outstanding right there, man.
So he might have had a quick tweak. Kyle likes it. 226 mile per hour ball speed, launch angle at 14, smash factor money. 200 feet in the air, right at 2,500. The numbers that he's been looking for all
Absolutely.
day.
That's
He
exactly
got
what Bobby was showing me earlier.
Yep.
404.
404 yards from Kyle Berkshire. And I think he's only going to get faster. 226.6
Yeah, we got
miles per
391
hour.
Scotty
from Kyle
Perriman.
Berkshire.
391 from Scotty Perriman. We got Ryan Reese back, hand signaling
JJ
numbers
looks
over here.
better. I mean, like I said, he doesn't look like he's laboring as much right
Right.
now, so
He
he
does
might have
not
just had
have-
a little tweak or something like that. But JJ definitely looks better.
402 from Justin James.
JJ 402, Berkshire 404. Reed Russell still working on a number. Scotty Perriman. So
All
the
right.
two best in the world over the past 5 years are in charge as of right now. It looks like in the semifinals in Hope Sound for the Sunshine Smash Professional Long Drivers Association hosting this event. And like I said, JJ,
379. Looks like
he
for
slipped
Reed
again.
Russell.
Oh no! All right, he slipped. It's his right foot. His right foot slipping. And I know he said he switched shoes, but that's the second time he slipped.
Well, you know, Justin does that. He likes to, I think what he calls, like to rip the hips. You know, he'll rip
Yeah.
the hip going back and then really rip it coming through with his front leg. And I wonder if that's what's going on. You know, he's got a little bit too much action going. 404 from
Yeah.
404,
So JJ
402
slipped.
is what the call is right now.
So JJ slipped again, but
A
Well, I
rematch of the
said
World
that-
Championship.
and the
That's what we're
rematch of the national championship
Yeah.
and the rematch of. All right, so
Rematch.
well, hopefully Justin's okay, which it looks like he is. He slipped twice now, and
He must be okay. He just hit it 402, dude. And then, you know, when on a bum hip or leg or whatever's going on. I mean, we saw how much pain he was in.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's out. It's out. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So Kyle's TrackMan just died. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
results from the last night.
Yeah.
In first place with 404 yards, Kyle Berkshire. In second place with 402,
All right.
Justin James.
Kyle Berkshire ends up winning the set at 404. Justin James at 402. Scotty Perriman 391. Reed Russell at 379.
Wow.
All right. We've kind of been saying it all along. The two baddest dudes on the planet are going heads up again. So
Kyle is just so dialed in. This is going to be outstanding. What a match. What a freaking match. That's why they're the best two in the world. That's
Yep.
why they're 1 and 2.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, we're missing some hitters, but these are the two best hitters in the world. All right, we're good. So the finals are set. Justin James, Kyle Berkshire, 2017 world champ against the two-time world champion and Kyle Berkshire. Both guys have been world number one for practically the past 5 years. So JJ ended up getting the world number one ranking back in 2017 and held it for a long time. And then there's, you had Steenberg and even Will
Yeah. Will
and Reese back, and but it's been JJ and Kyle.
JJ and Kyle.
Yep.
True Polar Puck fashion. If you'd like to join us out on the grid, we're going to need some help picking up balls.
Kyle doesn't realize that I just shared the password. So
Just how far these guys are actually hitting.
all right. So right now, Kyle obviously he does, all of these tournaments and his, his preparation and warm-ups and everything on YouTube. So he's getting film, for his YouTube channel. It's got, a ton of followers. Kyle's got a big social media following, almost 500,000 on Instagram and a big following on YouTube. So he's got the cameras out right now. So here we are. Let's paint the picture. We're live in Hope Sound. PLDA Sunshine Smash 2022. Justin James,
Oh, what
Kyle
a great
Berkshire
swing
going
from
mano a
JJ.
mano.
What a great swing from JJ. That was outstanding. You see how high he set those hands just
Yep.
in and that little momentary pause?
Yeah.
I call it the power pause. That's what you're looking for, man. That's when you can really unload on the ball.
Ball number 2, Justin James. He looks fine.
He
He
really
gets
does.
through the golf
you know?
ball. He looks fine.
389 right now. Kyle working 385.
Oh,
So
we
just-
got a match. 80 was it 89, 85?
385, yeah. So right now, just we're looking at some of the sets. I mean, Kyle has had the longest set so far of this, round of 16, round of 8. Waiting on a ball to get in from Kyle Berkshire.
Oh, you just think
He has
I think
the
there's
tongue
one right
out.
there, but JJ hit a big one too, so we're going to find out 2 good numbers looks like.
And just taking a peek at the numbers of Kyle Berkshire just had, there's a lot in the 410s, and then there was the longest ball of the day at 423. JJ is getting better. Like I said, a man of many adjustments that can make adjustments, because his first couple sets in the round robin of 16 hitters, he wasn't hitting it as far. I'm wondering, like, is he hitting it too low?
400 JJ just announced.
400. So
400. Kyle's got to step it up, I think.
Yep. And right now, I think the TrackMan is off, Kyle's deal, because right now his ball speed's 217, so I don't think it's reading it.
Right.
Because it's not even getting the club speed.
Wow. That looked painful, didn't it?
So Kyle Berkshire just took the lead at 408 yards.
What a match. 400 to 408.
Oh, Kyle almost with a little off balance there, like slipped. So, yeah, definitely missing the ball speed here. So, well, here we go. Justin James down to his final golf ball. He's at 402 yards. Kyle Berkshire at 408. JJ staring down the barrel, straight downwind, got through it, and he unfortunately goes down to his knees. But
He slipped again.
Yeah.
That front leg went right from underneath him. Wow.
We'll wait for the call, but as of right now, it looks like Justin James is going to take second place, and Kyle Berkshire is going to win at 408 yards. So he's back-to-back wins. Well, it's not back. He won. He won the world championship as well. So
with a drive of 408 yards, Kyle Berkshire is your...
Here's the call.
56 guys hitting. Number 1 in the world comes in first. Number 2 in the world comes in second, and ends up beating Justin James by 6 yards. And Kyle is locked in. He looks great.
He really does, man. He is totally locked in. You can see it all day. The way Kyle just walked around, the air about him. He is in his own world. He is working in formulating a plan as the day goes on, and he's just doing an outstanding job of the way he's handling it. Great work, Kyle. Good job, brother.
Yeah. So Kyle's going to be back. He's going to go and get interviewed by Bobby and Ryan and take some pictures. But we'll just go back to me watching him hit that set of 118 golf balls at 228 mile per hour average and 41 balls over 230. There is no one on the planet that can do that besides Kyle Berkshire.
No.
And you said winning is contagious. The kid knows how to win, and so does Justin James. I mean, those guys are so good. They're so talented.
And you know what? They're making each other better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best part. When you have someone pushing you that's that close behind you, that close to you, it makes you better.
Yep.
It keeps you honest. It makes you keep your work ethic pure, your focus sharp, because you have to have that level to reach that next level.
Yeah.
If you're out there by yourself and you're like, it's easy, then it's hard to maintain the level you need to continually improve. And I think that's why Berkshire is doing such a great job, because he has Justin right there, keeping him honest. And I was telling somebody yesterday, the coolest thing about these two guys is they're going different directions to get to the same place.
Yeah.
When you listen to them talk, I've talked to both of them a lot about their philosophies and your training and whatnot. And while they're trying to get to the same place, they have a different approach.
Mm-hmm.
And it is really, really impressive to listen to these guys talk, because they think outside the box and they know how to assimilate information that's going to benefit them and apply it to what they do.
Yeah, I mean, like their bodies are temples. They take care of themselves. They eat. They sleep. They work out. And I always say we say the same thing about Bryson. Like, I mean, they are so locked into their craft, and it's fun to watch the best in the world, perform on this stage. And there's a reason why they're there every single tournament. 1, 2. They're always in the mix.
Well, Bobby, that is the key to being a professional, and that is one of the problems I've had with this sport for quite some time. Because the vast majority of the guys aren't real professionals at what they're doing. They haven't been. Zubak set a standard.
Mm-hmm.
There was nobody smarter, nobody worked harder, nobody did more to improve themselves than Zubak. He showed us how to do it,
Yep.
right? Pfister, another one that was right there with him. Pfister was a little pig-headed at times, and his ego got in his way, but it was also, that ego was also a great asset to him in competition, because Sean would literally wheel the ball down the grid at times. You thought he had no prayer whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, Jason was just like a scientist and a tactician,
Yeah.
right? And then, but so many of the other guys were just so caught up in the glory of speed, you know, and hitting big balls. And you would get a lot of rah-rahs, you know, and everything. I'm like, guys, rah-rah all you want on the driving range. But if you don't do it in the grid, it don't matter.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't know how many times all you ever heard back in those days where guys say, oh, well, I had the longest ball, but it was out of the grid. It was out of the damn grid. You know? What good does that do you? You're like the longest hitter out of the grid I've ever heard of, you know?
Yeah.
How many world championships have you weren't missing the grid, you know, with the biggest ball? This is the stupidest thing. And that was the key. You know, when any professional, any sport, and you know this because you play professional baseball, professionals take their craft to the next level when it comes to skill.
Yep.
And these two guys right here are the most skilled guys in long drive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
And
100%
that's
agree.
why they dominate.
Yep. And a lot of them, like I said, they're really dominant. But, you know, professionals that are really, really good have short-term memory loss. They have a bad set they forget about. They just move on. And then, you know, they have a game plan. They have a game plan of what they wanted to do. And, yeah, I know that we were repetitive a lot because we've been on for like 8 hours, you know. But, you know, JJ is a master of changing ball flight.
Absolutely.
You know, and it was just a matter of time because he is fast enough and strong enough to fight through rounds where he's not on top of he might be on top of his game, but his ball flight isn't on top of its game, or he's not made that
we saw that
modification.
earlier today.
And then he did, and he made those changes. And there's a reason that he is the best at making adjustments. You know,
Well-
Kyle is just so talented. He's just like, he's the man. He's like, I'm looking at ball speed and spin rates. I need to be over 2,500. You know, he's a mad scientist as well, and I know that he looks up to Jason Zubak, and Jason Zubak is the best, you know, the best of all time, the GOAT. And, you know, Kyle will say it, he wants to win 10 world championships.
I know
He's like, he wants to win every tournament that he enters.
Every
and,
one.
you know, he's a pro's pro, and it's fun to watch the best in the world hit on this stage. And I'm really looking forward to when you guys like Joe Miller start coming in, and the guys over in Europe like James
get
Tate,
Tim
Bry
Berg back,
Roberts,
you know,
Emmy,
yeah.
you know, if Mark Costello, Maurice come out. And,
Any of the guys that won multiple championships, you know, not the one-hit wonders, but the guys who won multiple championships who showed up in the finals,
Yeah.
like Burke and Miller, you know, those are guys who learn how to be professionals.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I never will forget when Timmy, right before he won his first championship, you know, we had become good friends, and he asked me to come up to Orlando and visit, you know, and just kind of check him out the week before the World Championship. He asked me, he said, "Do you think I'm ready to win?" And I said, "Yeah, you're ready to win."
Yeah.
And he won.
Yeah.
And that was at the Speedway. And I noticed the Speedway, you know, Timmy had taken upon himself to learn his craft and be the best he could be. He got a TrackMan guy. He got a swing coach. He got all the people in. He assembled a team to help him be the best he could be. And that's what made him so great, you know.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Miller. I mean, Joe was over in Europe. We didn't get to see a whole lot of him, but you could see the difference in Joe when he figured out how to win in 2010. And then you saw the change in him. He became a professional.
Yep.
And before that, he was a meathead. I mean, he was literally a meathead. I used
Swing
to
hard
yell
ball,
at him
go
all the
far.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah, swing hard ball, go far. It's not
Yeah.
in the grid, Joe.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
It's barely on the earth right now, okay? You know? I mean,
Yep.
I mean, it was unbelievable to watch these guys make that transition. They figured out how to be professionals. And when you look at every sport of any level, professional-wise, there's a huge difference between great amateurs and great professionals. There's a big jump right there because it's the work ethic, it's the preparation, it's the way you think, it's the way you set yourself up, and the way you prepare to go be successful. The things that you focus on are so tremendous.
Well, we got Kyle Berkshire coming over.
Kid, that
This
was
guy doesn't
outstanding.
know how to lose.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Well, Kyle's going to come in here. We can.
Yep,
post
make some
it
room.
up. We don't have another chair. We are just.
I'd love to have you in this as well.
Yep. But
Yeah,
um,
that was
grab one of those.
fun to watch. Yeah. Here,
here, get one of these chairs right here. But yeah.
We got the man right here, man. The kid, the gunslinger, Berkshire is going to join us. This is going to be so much fun. I got to wait to pick his brain.
I said he's a machine, and It's not easy winning these things, but he's kind of
Here,
making
Kyle,
it
sit in
look
the middle.
easy.
Yeah, I assure you guys, it is not easy.
I know.
No, it is
exactly.
not at all.
Well,
Oh,
those
my
balls
goodness.
that you're talking about, 2,500 spin, the ones that you're winning with were 2,481, 2,522. Like, what was your game plan coming today, minus winning the tournament? Congratulations on that. But what were you focusing on throughout the event?
To be honest, I was trying to stay awake.
Yeah.
I mean, when I didn't say I didn't sleep, I got absolutely 0 hours of sleep last night because I just was so amped up for this tournament and ready to go that I literally could not sleep. I laid in my bed, lights off, with a book in my hand for 5 hours trying to sleep, and I couldn't do it. And I just decided, you know what, it's like 8 a.m., I'm just going to shower, get ready to roll. And I knew until about 2 or 3, I'd be all right because I slept until about noon yesterday and got a lot of sleep. But once you get past about the 26-hour mark of being awake, athletic performance deteriorates a lot, and that's what started to happen in the middle of the round of 16. My speeds dipped, into the low 150s, and I wasn't getting much over 224. Versus I was 220. I had a 228 and I think a 229 early today. And then, man, but I knew if I just kind of kept the energy lower and accepted the slower speeds and kept that last bit in reserve, because I knew the big thing was for me to take that fourth set. That was huge.
Yeah.
Because I was able to relax a little bit, gave me a little bit of excitement, a little pep in my step, and I just said, you know what, I got 4 sets left to win, and I've rationed my energy these first 4 sets, and I'm in now. So it's time to turn it loose and really put a beating on the ball. And I just found a second wind, and it's gone now. I won't be able to swing over 150 if I try not. It's completely gone.
All right, me
I'll
and you
take
on
the
the team.
over.
No.
I'll take the over.
But I mean, and then my last shot against JJ, I think it was my 4th ball. I caught it a bit on the toe, but it kind of hung in there, and it had a good amount of spin. It's still 221 or something like that, 219. I was like, I didn't hit it good, but it's going straight. It's gonna be an efficient ball flight, and it's gonna hang in the air. And I heard Justin call back at 401. I was like, that's gonna be close because it landed like at 390, but it got a pretty good amount of roll. And you need a little luck to win these tournaments,
You absolutely do. I had the similar thing happen to me in 2003 in the finals.
Yeah.
My big ball, the temperature had dropped and nobody was hitting it over 380, and I hit it 392 or 3, I think it was, and I hit that a little on the toe. I torqued the shaft a little bit. It kind of swung out by the signs, and it just eased back in the left side.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're talking about because that ball, and as crazy as it seems, it travels well.
Because it just penetrates.
It did.
It's
it
not
does.
a high one that lands steep. It's like just hits that. I like to call it the Goldilocks zone of ball.
No, that's
where it
exactly
just-
good call.
just
Yeah.
travels right on that little rainbow arc, and it flattens on the way down. And I want to give a shout out to JJ because I know he hurt himself. I think on either the semifinal set or the quarter.
Semifinals,
It was the
semifinals, yeah.
quarterfinals.
He was. I
slipped
saw him slipped,
quarters.
and he
Second.
hurt
Oh,
himself.
the
Second
quarterfinals. That's right. It
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I saw his last number on that quad, 223 against me. I mean, that's a fighter.
Yeah, we were talking about because Brandon Flynn ended up having a cramp, and Brandon was still with his cramps able to get through the golf
Yeah.
ball and get through the swing, and JJ was able to get through the swing, and then obviously was laboring after that. But the 2 best guys in the world were hitting on the tee box again. Like you
amazing
guys are
how many
are
times
so
we faced
talented.
each other.
Yeah, no, you guys are phenomenal hitters, and like I said, we are missing a couple guys that could be make final 8s. But
And
you
we
and
welcome
Justin,
them whenever they're able to come over. We'd love
Yeah.
to have them.
yeah,
Oh,
no.
that would make things so much better. Tell me this, Kyle. This was something we were talking about a while ago. You and JJ have hit against each other so many times now. You're 1 and 2, 1 and 2.
We hit in 14 final 2s together,
Okay.
head to head.
How much better does he make you,
Oh, I mean, whenever
knowing that he's right there pushing you all the
Well,
time?
I know I have to hit my best ball. It's never fun going against JJ
Mm.
because I know I can't let it down. I mean, and that's again, I had that in my mind all day. As I got into the round of 16, I was just hoping I would get a couple easy wins where I knew the first couple sets I was going to be slower, and I had to be because if I put that speed into early sets, I would have not had the numbers I needed in the later rounds to get the win. So my goal was just to get through the round of 16 without making it too interesting. Get like 600 points, accept a couple seconds,
Yep.
and try to avoid the thirds and get a first here and there when I could.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit around 222 or 3 and don't really use too much energy, so that I knew I had about a 30 or 40 minute window of energy left that I could utilize. And once I was in that 5th set, I said, let's do it. I think I'll have these next 4 sets done in 30 minutes, so it's time to let it rip. But I'll tell you what, I timed that is very close because I was really starting to fade on that last set, but I hit the balls I needed to hit.
Right.
I peaked. I think I had a couple of mine. I don't know what it said on that, but I was like 155 or 6 on a couple. I don't know.
Your fastest ball speed in slot 4 was 227, and that was you switched heads. You hit 2 good balls, so I mean, we tried to explain that, like
Just
you
trying to
say.
mess around with some stuff.
Yeah, you know, and the glue was just like the shaft didn't break. It was just the glue came
He
off.
said that head went roughly 190 yards.
It's probably one of the longest heads tosses in
I'm
the
glad
history
that's
of
on.
golf.
I think that's cool. It's on camera, but no, I mean, it was one of those things where I knew I had enough to get. This was the last set I knew I could get through. Like it was
Right.
just a war because, man, I was like 4 a.m. this tonight. I was like, well, you know, like, well, this sucks. Like I knew by 4 a.m. tonight I was not gonna be able to sleep for whatever reason.
I've been there. I know what that's like. And it's
But-
always before competition. It's a struggle.
But
it's
you
a
know,
struggle.
I made it a game for myself. I was like, how deep can you dig when you're not in your perfect state to hit golf balls? You know, and I figured not to compare myself to Tiger at all. But if Tiger can win the U.S. Open on a broken leg, I think, you know, my pansy butt can win a long drive event without a night's sleep. You know? So
No,
that's
that's
the way I
good.
kind of
That's
told
good.
myself about it. And I was like, you know, if you want to be the top dog, this is the stuff that top dogs do. They have to win when they aren't in their top condition.
Bobby and I were just talking about that very thing. I was talking about being a professional. And that's one of the great things watching you and JJ compete. You're both such great professionals at what you do. You're
It's such a
experts
pleasure
about
competing against
you know?
And, yeah, I mean,
Uh, And the great thing, what I love about it, too, and I've talked to both of you over the winter, and you're helping me get my speed up.
you
By the
were
way,
insane. Like you.
By the way, I didn't tell you. I sent the text to JJ, but I didn't tell you. I did touch 140 the other day. I hit 140 and
awesome.
141.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So,
ain't
but
too bad
the
for
advice I've gotten from you two has been the key. And so, but what I was getting at just now, you just touched on the whole key to being as dominant as you are. You know, you're a professional about you are extremely knowledgeable about you.
You need to manage everything.
Yeah.
And you need to constantly be paying attention. I actually get a little nervous when everything's going well. So
I
like,
agree.
and
Yeah, I agree.
also
I
had an
don't like
issue-
it when things are going
I
too
had
well.
an
Yeah.
issue, and it's happened at the desert launch where I'm a lot faster here than I am out there because adrenaline and the mats are much tighter. And I kept hitting these balls left, and I had my adapter on my headset to +1 draw bias, so I had to switch them all to +1 neutral, and that helped out a lot. And I mean, I was kind of I talked to Jason a little bit last night. Well, texted him, and I think it was like 2013 or 14. He had a really bad injury in his abdomen. And he made it all the way to like the final eight at the age of 43 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he's one of my idols. I look up to.
Absolutely.
And, you
All of
know,
us.
To me, like I draw a lot on what he tells me and a lot of the advice he's kind enough to give to me. And I just try to emulate him as best I can and be the champion he's been for a long time.
Well, you're doing a hell of a job with that, Kyle. I'll tell you that right
Trying
now.
my best.
And you're doing it the way he did it.
They're big shoes to fill. And I'm still trying to fill
No,
them.
he has tiny feet. That's some of the smallest feet I've ever seen for a man.
Well,
Good
he's got
Lord.
quite a swing.
No, that is amazing. It's amazing.
But yeah, I mean, it's just that's what you got to do. Sometimes you're not going to be in an ideal condition, and I was not. But you got to find a way to get the win. You know, that's winners win and losers will lose. You know,
But that's
Not
why they
to
lose.
find a point on it.
That's
Because
why they
everyone's gonna
lose.
lose. I'm gonna lose this year for sure. Like, but it's just getting as many as we can, you know. And sometimes things are gonna go wrong.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier with Bob before you walked over. You know, Zubac, when Zubac came to the sport, he changed everything
Yeah.
about being a professional, about how to win, about what you need to do. And he raised everybody's level so
Yes.
high.
It's insane. right now.
And it's great to see you guys, you and Justin, continuing that mantle.
It's insane.
You know?
225, like 225 is a new 220, and 230 is a new 225.
No,
just from 4 years ago.
I know.
I mean, it's insane. Everybody's just progressed so much. You got guys like Reed Russell, Ryan Gregnall, Martin Borgmeyer, Josh Koch. Oh my God, I can't even think of all the guys that are
Yeah,
probably
Colton's getting close.
So I mean, and it's just you can never feel satisfied, and you can never feel comfortable. That's what I always remind myself is if I feel comfortable, I don't like that feeling,
Nope.
and I exercise that from my psyche as fast as possible.
Yep.
You know,
100%.
so
100%. I got a question for you. Speaking of that, we were talking about this earlier too. Now, I've said it the last two events. There's a knack to winning. All right. Can you describe to us and tell us what it was like when you got into the sport and how you figured out how to win?
I was bad when I got into the sport. I mean, I don't.
Oh,
I
we all were.
He's
I
bad
know
coming
all
in
of you guys
seconds
were.
in
I was
tour
great when I
events.
came out
I
of the gate.
remember watching him in Utah in 2017, and
I mean, I wouldn't say I was bad, but I definitely wasn't a top guy because I had a good amount of
Top.
speed, upper 140s, which is all right. But my problem was I would come across the top and hit these absolutely beautiful, slicers that spun at 3,000 that look like a jet taking off.
Mhm.
And I got to give credit to Bobby Peterson because he really taught me a lot about this and turned me into the hitter I am today, along with the work I put in and countless others did.
Mhm.
We changed my swing where I have an ideal ball flight now, and I just know so much about myself.
Yes.
As a long driver, I can adjust. I can, and a huge thing for me today was being able to ration my energy, knowing I didn't have
I love
what
it.
I needed to be a top guy and just bulldoze my way through. Like Rochester in 2019 was an
Yeah.
example where it didn't matter who was going to face me, I was going to win because I got 8 hours of sleep every night. I felt so rested, so confident. I just bulldozed my way through.
Mm-hmm.
Today was a day I knew I wouldn't be able to do that, and I had to just find a way to win. That was a little ugly, and all I know is just finishing the top 8 in the round of 16, and then finishing the top 2 in the quarters and the semis, and then finishing the top 1 on the finals. That's all you got to do.
Would you say it like this? This is one of the ways I've described it. I think I described it in Mesquite too. The way you are your best when your best is required, and whatever it is for that day. Just get the most out of what you're capable of that day. That's all you can ask, and that is actually kind of the secret to learning how to win.
Yep.
Because when you start doing that on a regular basis in any of the events you're competing, then you start to figure out how to progressively get better.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this sport. I love this sport, but what I love more is the opportunity to perfect a craft that I have at least a little bit of talent in, and the obsession over how much better can I get. Like to me, I'm never really satisfied. I just, can I get faster? Can I get a little more precise with my ball striking? If I try this drill, if I try this little swing tweak, if I try this little mental approach, if I try this ball position, is there any way I can improve the output of my craft? Long drive is my love, but to be honest, improving the output of a craft in general is what is my obsession.
So-
being the best I possibly can be at something.
So talking about mentally, this is the first time in a long time where we've had a double elimination format to start off. So you got to be on your game right away. You don't have to be at your fastest, but you've been susceptible of going OB.
Oh,
like you did it a
absolutely.
couple times. So that's got to be in the back of your mind because Reed's back right out the blocks, goes OB. Like you lose the first set, Colton. You don't want to think about that, but did that factor anything? Like your first set, you got to be on.
Up, to be honest.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop. Here's all I knew going into this event. I had 23 straight sets without an OB.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at 155 club speed, how much longer is that going to last? And thankfully, we've extended that streak like another 13 sets. I'm really proud. 36 straight sets without an OB at 155. To me, that's crazy. I'm honestly really proud of that just because I worked so hard on my accuracy. Because to be honest, even though I did win Worlds last year, I really, 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 I got very fortunate that I had my 3 OB sets when I did. And I really told myself that has to go. That can't be happening. I can't be having 3 OB sets in the first.
We gave the compliments to Cobra. They've made a lot of modifications over the last 7-8 months.
Flying club head?
That had nothing. That
was
to do. That was
190
glue.
yards.
That was glue.
I know a
That
lot of
was
guys I
glue.
play golf with that they would appreciate their drive going that far.
That
I'll
was-
tell you this. I'm glad it went that way and not that way.
No, we did talk about like recoiling off the hip and like clubs going in the stands and stuff. Like when you first started, like I was like as talented as he is, I would never sponsor. He's breaking shafts every 10 swings, but.
What I loved was it was still 215 ball speed.
Yeah, we saw that. You hit it like 380 carry, but yeah, you and that's the thing, the tip of the cap to Cobra because that's a great head.
Unbelievable.
That's a good head right there.
Here's the biggest thing. I am turning the corner on a year where I've been with an equipment company for more than a year.
Yeah.
And if you pay attention to my finishes, the back half of the year I've won like 80% of my events.
Yep.
Because I finally got locked into my equipment.
Yeah.
The best thing is I started this year locked into my equipment, and
Yeah.
now I'm able to perform to a level. And even when things go awry, like screws come out, but that's completely not their fault. I'm swinging like 157 miles an hour.
It's not. Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, I know how to fix it, and I know how it will react when it does it.
Yeah.
And the head's very predictable. I haven't cracked a single head except for the first batch in January.
Yeah.
And I haven't even flattened any of these heads beyond 13. So
No, it's a nice traditional
you all
looking
you need to
driver
know.
head too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good looking
Yeah.
head.
So,
But,
but it's-
congratulations as
Thank
always.
you.
I got a
And-
feeling we're going to be doing this a lot.
I hope so. All I can do is just keep going through it, and I hope to see you guys at the end of every event. But and please, if you're 140, I'm starting to get a little nervous because I know what you can do to a golf ball.
No. Well, I tell you what, actually, 140 is what this maximum this golf ball can handle. So yeah, I would be a little dangerous.
You were today. You got to
because you're not gaining any. The advantage you have over me decreases the harder you hit it because the golf ball just can't handle that massive impact.
Well,
That's
the
incredible.
reason you're so dangerous is because you have that understanding about yourself as a hitter, and that maximizes so many things.
Well, to hear you talk is really an absolute pleasure because you absolutely define what a professional is about, and that is wonderful to hear, especially from someone so young.
And the important thing is this is all about growing the sport.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, I mean, it's tough to set up that TrackMan and get the iPhone set up. I think everybody thinks I'm texting. I'm not. I'm trying to frantically get the phone locked into the numbers, and then I got the camera crew and all that good stuff. It's tough. It's very exhausting.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't want to say it's a handicap, but it's just another thing to manage.
Another thing to manage.
But it's important for me to do because I want this sport to be seen by as many people as possible. And I'm doing what, Golf Channel unfortunately decided to stop doing, which is present this sport in a high caliber, high production value manner that's entertaining for people to watch.
Well, that's what we got to have. That's excellent stuff.
And that's why I'm glad I can keep doing well, because having these videos out is very important, I think.
Yeah,
I
your
agree.
last 3, the trio videos,
Oh, they're doing well.
warming up on the range and then competing and then winning the tournament. It's phenomenal. Like the graphics, everything looks really, really
well,
good.
the exciting thing is in the first 48 hours, I think the finals are already up to like 170,000.
Yeah.
They'll get about 300, 400,000. It's great to see people
And
excited to watch.
What people don't realize is the amount of money that you're spending out of your own pocket to
Yeah.
put that production out there. And you've done a great job promoting the sport on social media, on YouTube, Instagram,
But,
all the platforms.
I'll tell you something. I don't even think about that because this sport has given me a life. It's given me a livelihood.
Yeah.
So there's nothing
Same.
I can do to properly thank it, and all I can do is do everything in my power to grow it and to, I dare say, be an example for other hitters. I don't want to go that far, but I just want people to see that you can be a professional caliber competitor in this sport and enjoy it, have fun, and be competitive. And get better. That's the most exciting part about any sport, is getting better.
That is wonderful, man.
It is.
That is just wonderful
Also,
attitude, man.
After my baseball career, I didn't have a plan B. It's just like, okay, you get drafted. I want to get to the big leagues. I want to play for 20 years and win 20 World Series and 20 MVPs and 20 Cy Youngs. And, unfortunately I had injuries. And, thanks to, Art Sellinger giving us the platform to go out and compete on a world championship stage against the best in the world at a certain craft. And I said, it's given me a life as well. So it's just fun. I enjoy coming out here and watching you guys hit the crap out of golf balls. I always pick him to win in the senior division, and I always pick you. Yeah,
That's a good pick.
But surround yourself around a.
Well,
bunch
I'm
of
one down to you now. I got to step up my game.
Well,
you got me.
140
You're one
club
up on
speed's
me.
pretty scary coming from you. So, geez.
I'm glad we got Mesquite again next, so
Oh.
we'll see what happens.
I think we're gonna have a repeat of 2011 where you hit it like 470.
No, we'll see. We'll see. But I tell you what, I'm really excited about it to get this impingement thing taken care of. I should be good to go. But the inspiration that you guys, especially you and JJ, you and Justin, man, have really got me excited about hitting again. You know, I haven't been this excited about hitting a long drive ever, because before, when I was hitting him at peak, I still wanted to be a player. And now I don't want to be a player anymore. I let Eddie Fernandez worry about that.
He's good.
And now I just want to do long drive and do it really fucking well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah, been a long day, but
Congratulations.
I'm happy to be back in the seat. So
Yeah, man.
all right, we'll sign off here. We're in Hope Sound. Kyle Berkshire wins back-to-back events, start off the 2022 season. Bill Berkshire has got something special here for the fans.
no, we're doing that. We're doing that later.
All right, but no, thanks for tuning in on YouTube.
Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate
Yep.
it. Sorry if I'm a little low energy. I'm just tired.
Your hair looks
Whatever.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, Pert Plus for someone, give this guy a contract.
We're working on it.
Pantene Pro V Head and Shoulders. I mean, Troy Polamalu, they had
Troy
him.
can do it, Kyle can do it, right? You know?
You know, Troy
Working on
Polamalu
it.
with the Steelers, but yeah, he's got big league hair. But everybody be safe. Have a happy Saturday. Have a happy Easter, and we'll see you here next month in Mesquite, Nevada.
Big nuggets.
Adios.
Thanks for watching, guys.